to watch the replays on here. So that's why I offer the stickers, and I think we're good. I think we're good. I'm ready for it. I just learned about shipping yesterday. Yeah, I just learned about shipping yesterday. You've had two shows so far? Awesome. Silently screaming inside, "What's up, Aussie? How are you? I haven't seen you in such a long time." Yo, how are you doing? Sometimes it takes a minute. Yeah, my bad here. Every time I wanna connect to Facebook, because I have a Facebook page called The Archivist Insomniac Club, you guys should all follow it. I know it's been so long. Curly Q, what's going on? But sometimes Whatnot doesn't like to communicate with Facebook. Yeah, and I'm kinda tired of turning it on. So that's why I have the replay option. Actually, any item you purchase in my shop allows you it doesn't allow you, it grants you access to a replay. It grants you access to a replay. Okay, here we go. There is no new changes with shipping. So if people are out there spreading rumors and giving you some fear-mongering, don't listen to them. There's not anything new with shipping as of today. Okay? Shipping has always been the same. There's little changes here and there, maybe a price increase and things like that. But there is no price increase that I've been told directly through Whatnot. Okay? So don't panic. It'll be okay. It always is. It always is. Okay, let's start. Sorry for my kind of a delay, but I like to have everything in order. So good morning. Welcome to Coffee Talk. Yes, I have some coffee. Actually, this is this tea? Is this tea? I don't know. I have to think about it. Yeah, nothing new. Nothing new. Maybe new to you if you're just learning, right? So I'm gonna basically do this as if this is my first time. Okay. So my name's Dee. I go by Dee Archivist here and Whatnot. I've been on this app for over 4 years. Okay. Actually, I think in October is 5 years. 5 years in October that I actually found the Whatnot app. I became a buyer first, and I would go to tons of card streams. Card streams are very interesting. It's definitely, like, very fast, and sometimes it's interesting to see how high those cards get bid up. "What's up, Sassy? How you doing?" And so, anyway, so been doing that for a little bit, and I became a seller 4 years ago in October. Actually, August. And then the first show back then, you'd accidentally swipe out, your show was over. Nobody knew how to restart it. It was a whole thing. And so as somebody that's been on the app, I'm a seller just like everybody else. You learn, you grow with the app. The app grows with you, I should say, because we've all submitted suggestions when Whatnot sellers would have chat shows and things like that. And shipping though, from the very beginning, I treated Whatnot as I would treat every other platform. The only difference is on this platform, people could bundle like, 20 items, 30 items. And people panic because they really don't know how to do shipping in the beginning, right? You just have to figure it out. The best thing I can tell you, and I'm going to talk to you about it, is really making sure you pick the right shipping weight for the item. As if you were selling them one item. As if you were selling them one item, wrapped, packed, and shipped. How much does it weigh? There was a huge mistake when I started where people were saying, "No, you don't need to put the packaging." And I'm like, "Okay, so can I just slap a label on it and mail it?" You know? Julie, hi. Yeah. So there are folks that just think that's still okay today, and honestly, it's not. Because it at the end of the day, you know who it hurts? It doesn't hurt you as a seller. I mean, maybe now, well, a little bit. Morning, cousin wood burning. Maybe a little bit. It hurts the buyer. It hurts the buyer. Buyer trust is in the toilet when you don't put the right weight or you don't take the TLC and pack it properly. You know what I mean? People don't wanna come back to that. And people are shopping with us because don't tell everybody, but we're like, they're hooked. They're hooked. They trust us. And if they like us, sometimes they won't say, "You know what? I got my package. It was broke." They just throw it away and still buy from you. It happens. It happens because people like you. So you should like the customer back even more by doing the right thing. Not everybody has integrity. And when it comes to shipping, a lot of people get really overwhelmed. Don't get overwhelmed. Get smarter. Work smarter, not harder. I see a lot of bad information on shipping. That shipping doesn't matter. You're going to learn the whatnot way. Okay. Hello, all the friends. Listen, I gain nothing but helping you build buyer trust, keeping you as a top notch seller by teaching you shipping the right way. Now, there are instances where, for example, people list their stuff and do random pools and then they run it at 8 to 11 ounces. That may work in some instances, but I can tell you as a seller and as a buyer, people don't like that. If I shop with you, I might just buy it and I'm like, what did I buy? The thing says random 8 to 11. What did I buy from that person? And how do I figure out what claim? Because there's no packing list, there's no information. I'm probably 150% never coming back to shop with that person because they didn't care. They didn't take the time. And yeah, so for some people, time is money, but to me, it's accuracy, to be consistent, to make sure the buyer has and knows what they got. So right now, like, at the Seller Summit I went to a month ago, Whatnot, talked about those kinds of things, right? They talked about it. And so with shipping, the very important part, yes, it takes a long time to list your items, but there's like shortcuts. There's different things you can do. There's like a CSV for bulk listing. It takes a little time, but if you type fast, you could do that. You could upload, 500 auctions if you want. You can have up to 5,000 items in your Buy It Now and or auction tab, which is a lot, right? But you can. 5,000 single listed items. You could have quantities of 500 on each one if you want. But again, shipping is the most important thing for your business. Yeah, there's a lot of people. Here's the thing. So hey, Lila girl. For me, I've always listed here like I would list over any other platform. I treat them all the same. So do I use like a software to list it? For Whatnot, I list specific things here. And hey, and I don't know, when you're first starting out, the best thing to ever do with shipping is this is for like your first show. Cause I know you're listening and you're wondering like, well, I haven't even started yet. Take your first items and list them in the auction tab and put the proper, technically, if you go back to terms, even when I started, it's always been in the terms and conditions at help.whatnot.com that when you list an item, you're supposed to list an actual photograph of it with the title, like whatever it is should match the picture, not your logo, not a picture of a box. It actually is supposed to be that way. And then with a proper weight class. Yep. Yep. Accurate shipping requires. Yeah. And that's what a quality listing is. And that's been since the beginning in the terms. But a lot of people don't read it. They watch somebody who's successful by just doing random pools, right? Yes, accurate shipping requires accurate. Yeah, let me guess, Tom. Yep, Tom, I'm guessing. Yep. Yeah, he's very precise, very accurate, lots of good information. But the biggest thing too is, so when you do list your items, take for like your first show, I always suggest this to new sellers because they watch 10 people doing 10 different things. And that's okay because they know their buyer. They know their shipping process. Do they do it correctly? I don't know. But, it's real important that you do. It doesn't matter what anyone else on this platform does. It matters what you do for your business. So number one, if you have a bunch of, I don't know, minis, let's just take minis for example. Okay. So I'm going to quiz you guys right now. If you're new, you can type something if you want. So there's like a little item like this. It's a tiny, tiny, tiny little dog. Probably can't see it because I have a lot of lighting on today. This little tiny dog right here can go in a bubble mailer 1 to 3 ounces. I see people running stuff like this, maybe with 2 or 3 little dogs, for 8 to 11 ounces. Don't do that. Your buyer will not want to overpay for shipping. And actually, if I can ship that for 1 to 3 ounces in a bubble mailer, it's probably going to be 1.5 ounces. It's not 0 to 1, right? I want to make sure the buyer buys more because they have to buy more to reach that shipping because shipping isn't free. People tell you, oh, it's free. It says free. It actually is not free. You pay for that. It just shows free because when you pay the $9.21, and I don't recommend you starting £1 for one item. Like I would never hope that you would run that item as £1. Okay. I would run it at 1 to 3. I would take a picture of it and list it. You have it at your whatever starting price it may be, right? Because when the buyer bids on it, they get to see what their shipping is. So like, for example, I have a small item here that's like 1 to 3. I'll just pin it. How much is the shipping on that? Is it 1 to 3? No, it might be 4 because it's like 4.35 or something. It seems like a lot for like a small item, but what you have to understand is I can't put this in a PWE. It actually has to go in a bubble mailer because it's a mini, like a tiny, tiny book. And for some people, they're like, oh, I don't mind because I know that once I hit the weight on, 1 pound, it's 9.21 and I don't pay anything more up to 5 pounds, right? So when you run the small stuff, you have to try to explain it. Like I have it in here. The item package is 0 to 1 ounces. So after 3 to 4 items, you get free shipping up to 5 pounds, right? It is technically free shipping up to 5 pounds, but I mean, it technically isn't because you've already paid for it. So once you hit a pound, so for the new sellers who are like, oh my gosh, I don't know, take many items that you want to sell. Make sure they're all similar in weight and size. I would stick with 1 to 2 different weight classes, okay? Because what happens is when you're running that item, it's going to show the weight like this. And then the next item, if they buy it, the next item might be $3. The next item might be $1. It's going to break it up to 9.21. And then it will say free shipping. When it says free shipping, you can buy it until it tells you how much you got to pay again. And for some people, they don't understand that. And what Whatnot has done is they've developed a way for custom bundling to take place. So the bundling works as such. When I get an item that's 1 to 3 ounces, Whatnot captures 3 ounces for that item. Because 1 ounce, 2 ounces, and 3 ounces are in a shipping class. It costs the same to ship 1, 2, or 3. And it costs the same depending where you live, right? So then the next weight class is 4 to 7. So now 4, 5, 6, and 7 ounces cost the same as well. That's another weight class, right? I'm pretty sure those are from USPS, to be honest. So now Whatnot will capture 7 ounces, but maybe my item weighs 6 ounces with packaging. That extra is like a buffer because you want it because you don't know how many items they'll buy. And that extra 1 ounce here, 1 ounce here, and 1 ounce here doesn't cost them extra money. It actually helps you because if you have to put it in a bigger box because they bought 15 items and it doesn't fit in the small box, like, I have some of these. These are just priority mail mailing boxes, right? So because it's over a pound, I can use these boxes. So down over here, it says mailing box. Okay. You never want to use these for like flat rate or anything like that. Hello, friends. Say Malu, hello. And so so now you've got 10 ounces that the buyer purchased. Are you guys with me so far? I want to like stay real tight in this because I think when I explain it this way, it does help people a lot. Okay, good. New sellers, you guys with me? Okay, good. So now I've got 10 ounces that, de-archivist purchased. So now it says shipping is $1. I'll just say like $1.25. I'm going to make up some prices right now. And then I run another 1 to 3 ounce. Well, now D is at 13 ounces. And my next item, I need to purchase 3 ounces to get me at 16 ounces because 16 ounces is a pound. Okay, so say D buys another 1 to 3 ounce item. Now we're at 16 ounces. So I've just paid $9.21 as a buyer. It's going to say free. It's going to be free. But I can buy up to 5 pounds. So I can buy a ton more stuff up to 5 pounds. Now that is if the seller is doing a non-priority mail flat rate show. If they're doing a flat rate show, then I can actually put more in the box. But I say proceed with caution because if I did a flat rate show for this show and someone went into my buy it now and bought a ton of stuff, and I do have some big pieces of glass in there, I could toggle it on the other end to make it regular priority mail. The problem is it's going to cost me a ton of money. It's going to cost me a ton of money as a seller. So you want to make sure that when you do a flat rate show and you use only flat rate boxes, I just realized I didn't have any flat rate boxes that I brought in, did I? Yeah, I did. I got one. when you do one of the flat rate, you want to make sure that your label matches. Okay. So just to give you an idea, here's a large flat rate box. It will say right over here, large flat rate. Okay. You can only use these, and they allow you on the box. I'm going to read it to you. It says, I got to see where they have it on here now. It might not be on here anymore. Oh yeah, it is. No, yeah. For domestic shipments, the maximum weight is 70 pounds. 70 pounds in a large flat rate box. This box is not very big. Okay. And for international, you can use these boxes as 20 pounds. This box is not huge, guys. So we'll get more into flat rate in a few minutes. But look, it's not that big. Okay. If I score it down, it's, what is this thing now? What? No. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This box is now smaller. I just got these boxes. But they're dated July 22. Wow, it's 6 inches. 6 inches tall. Yeah, it did get smaller. I have some of the old ones that were a little bit bigger. The interesting part is, so it's 12.25 by 12 by 6. My old one was 7.5, 7.25, I believe it was. Yeah, the inner dimensions are 12 by 11.75 by 5.5. There's no way that's a half inch. Oh yeah, that's about right for the lids and flaps. So, correct. The large one, I have a large one too. You can still, you've always been able to use the old boxes, unless they're completely discontinued. For example, there's like a board game box that's flat rate. You could actually use that box, and you have to pick large flat rate as the box selection. Yeah, you can use those. You have to follow their guidelines. Some post offices will be like, oh, you can't use them, but it says on USPS.com you can still use them. Yeah. But I mean, they're not making them anymore. So when your order comes up to a pound, you can use a priority mailbox. So if I'm shipping smalls, I could wrap everything up really nicely for my buyer and package it in here. Hot mess. Happy birthday, the little one. I thought about you. I totally forgot to text you, but happy birthday already. Hello, my beautiful friend. I hope you're doing good. We're all good over here. Just busy, busy, busy. Yeah. So, this is 20 plus years of shipping. Shipping hasn't changed, folks. People have changed. They've not done the right thing with it. Yeah. I just want to make sure people understand it as easy as possible, because it can get confusing, right? It gets super confusing. So know that, and there's lots of box sizes. We can go over them. I didn't bring every box in. I do have a lot. I didn't bring in this other packaging that's Ground Advantage, but we're not going to talk about that. But just know that these boxes, if you don't have anything in your buy it now and you're selling jewelry, like super tiny minis, things that you think you can fit in this box in multiples, you could do a flat rate show. But just keep in mind, if you're like me and you have, I don't know, I have a couple of items in my buy it now. You can take a look. It's down over there. Take a look at my buy it now. See the 5 items that I have. Just kidding. I have 890 items. I sell a little bit of everything. If I did a flat rate show and somebody bought the food dogs, I would be in a lot of trouble. Yeah, I would be in a lot of trouble because I couldn't fit them in this box. I would have to like unbundle. And here's the thing. What if you bundled everything into one gigantic box? Whatnot's not going to pay for it. Nope, they're not going to pay for it. They will pay for a mistake. So for example, say you sold a whole bunch of stuff and you didn't realize that it won't fit in the box. Maybe half of it could fit in like a flat rate, right? But maybe the other half of it, you can't. You need 2 more boxes. So if it's, in the flat rate, it's up to whatever amount and it fits, you could use a shipping adjustment. It's meant for like small mistakes, like up to 5 pounds. It's not meant for you to bundle everything together into a 24 by 24 by 24 box that weighs, 18 pounds, 20 pounds, 30 pounds. Because you got to edit the box size and you have to edit the labels, because you will get charged for it eventually. That's the new policy at Whatnot, that if the buyer, if you ship it out and you don't make any shipping adjustments as far as weight, box size, and it gets messed up, and the post office catches it with their machines, or the carrier catches it, the buyer will have to pay for that, or Whatnot will pay for it, and you will get a kickback saying, "Thank you for your purchase." Hello, hello, thank you for the raid, Daisy Lane. You're so great. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. I hope you had an awesome uh, show. I know it was good because I know you're having a chat show on Tuesday mornings. Hey, all you cool cats. What's going on? Thank you. Thank you for the raid. I appreciate you, my friend. I'm sure you guys got tons of information that was so helpful and good information. I love it. You're welcome. Thank you. And really good info over there. Okay, so we're talking about shipping. So if you just got in here, get your notepad, write some things down. If they help you, wonderful. My name's Dee. I go by Dee Archivist. Some of you know me, some of you don't know me. I've been on the app. I said at the beginning, I've been on the app for over 4 years. Okay, as a seller, I've been doing these educational chat shows since January of 2023. There were not a lot of chat shows, and if you want to really be real, I've been doing chat shows since I started Whatnot, which was as a seller October 5th. 2022. But I've been on the app longer than that. It actually will be 5 years in October, which is crazy, right? And so the app has grown with all of us sellers who have been giving them input. So today we're talking about shipping. This is a Whatnot, official Whatnot topic that Whatnot asked me to do this chat show. And the one thing I want to tell you guys is you should follow Whatnot sellers. They are our connection to all things Whatnot. There's chat shows, interviews with other sellers who make an impact in the community. There's tons of that stuff. There's also tons of like educational type shows. When they come out with something new, they talk about it. You know, it just depends, but you want to always follow Whatnot sellers. Okay. And you also want to check out help.whatnot.com. Seller.whatnot.com will take you right into the Seller Hub to see all the videos that Whatnot has on a browser. Okay. Really important that you watch those videos. They're very quick, but they're very simple. So if you need to learn some, go check it out. They also have a YouTube channel, Whatnot app. So APP after Whatnot. And all the videos are over there too for replay. I think most of the videos are over there. So if I haven't told you guys today, I actually forgot to put my show notes. Hold on. I can put my show notes in 2 seconds. I got to put them in there. I just forgot. Okay, since we're doing that, I'm going to put it. And just in case you guys, one other thing I want to tell you, I've been doing a 1,000 days challenge on Whatnot. I started with a 365 challenge where I went live every single day for a year. That was hard, but I did it. And now I'm on day number 726 in a row every day on Whatnot. Selling, chatting, always selling from the bin all the time. And then sometimes I do auctions. I have a YouTube channel that is the same exact name as my Whatnot, D_archivist everywhere. I love Whatnot. I enjoy this and it makes me money. And I love community. So that's why I'm here. What was the seller videos you can get? Yeah, it is in the Seller Hub. So if you're on the desktop and you go to seller.whatnot.com, that's like a shortcut I discovered. It will take you right to your Seller Hub and it'll show like all your orders, your shows, what you have to do. And then to the right of that, there's tons of videos. Before the show, shipping, bundling, unbundling. There's an OBS video that Bug made. It's really, really a great series of videos. And as they update things, they update the videos as well. I also have videos on YouTube. This will be on YouTube, but some people like to buy my sticker in the bin for a replay or any item, and then they can watch it right here on Whatnot. They don't have to go anywhere. On YouTube, there's no chat. The replay doesn't allow you to see the chat. I used to do the members only, but I haven't had time to do all that yet. Yes. No, not, it's .com. Yeah. You're welcome. You're going to go live. Awesome. I love it. I love it. Hello, Retro Lucky Ducks. What's up, Lisa? How are you? Okay. So we talked about flat rate. So I'm going to jump back into that, but I'm going to talk about shipping. And if you have a question about it, ask me. But if I'm in the middle of a sentence, I want to finish my thought, because otherwise we're going to squirrel all over the damn place. And then it's going to be, I'm going to look like this. I'm going to look like this. Okay. Okay. I will look like that. Don't ask me how I did that. I just am a witch. I just am a witch. Okay. So priority mail, keep in mind, if you have a bunch of stuff in your buy it now and it's heavy and it may not fit in this, you might want to reconsider flat rate priority mail for this box. You might want to just do a regular priority mail one. Leslie, good morning. How are you? I was thinking about you this morning. Okay. But you can still ship in this box, which is my favorite. This is my favorite box ever. It's free. It's free. I don't pay nothing for it. It is large shipping box priority mail. And then this one you can actually put up to 70 pounds in the box. Up to 70. It's not flat rate. It's regular. I don't know if I would trust 70 pounds in this box as is, to be honest. The thickness of I worked in corrugated and packaging. The thickness of the walls in this, I would definitely be doubling it up or getting a 12 by 12 square to go at the bottom to really support it. It's super important. Again, these boxes, I'll use a small one for example, because I have one made up for you guys to show you. Okay. So these boxes, they're free. You can get them at the post office or you can order them on their 800 number or their website, usps.com. You can get a free one. So for me, the really important part to make sure that box is strong is to tape it and make sure all the little corners match. Now, sometimes when they cut the boxes, they're not exactly lining up, but you want to make sure you square it off because that will secure that box. There's no guarantee on anything, but if you don't pack properly, this box is going to get destroyed. And the items that are in it are probably going to be destroyed too. So you can use these. The label has to be priority mail, not flat rate, okay? And on the side of the box, somewhere, they don't use the same language, USPS. That drives me nuts. So like this one says what? Mailing box. On that large box, I think it says large shipping box. Like, put the same language, USPS, put the same language. And because all the scammers used to take the boxes and turn them inside out, they have to print and waste money printing the inside of the box to be priority mail. So you can't package this, wrap it in brown paper, and stick it in a poly mailer and ship it Ground Advantage. Don't do that. Your buyers aren't coming back either for that, okay? So it's super important to know that these are resources you can use to ship items. You can't use these boxes to pack, okay? There have been folks that use them as, bubble mailers to stuff it. Don't do that. Don't do that. Yes, that box will be used, okay? If you're under a pound, so we figured out the pound, right? We can use priority mail. Your default settings inside Whatnot are going to be as follows, which means if you're a new seller, you don't have to touch anything. Whatnot has it set up that anything under 1 pound ships Ground Advantage. So they've rechanged the name. It would have been first class before. So that could be a bubble mailer, a poly mailer, a small box. Like I love these small boxes for like little light things. They cost me like 15 cents, right? They work. And I can still fit a label on the top of the box. Okay. Hello, welcome in everybody. All right. So anything under 1 pound, so 15 ounces or less would ship in a bubble mailer, a little box, as long as it's 15 ounces total weight for the item packaged up. It can ship Ground Advantage, okay, which is the former first class. Then if I have people that buy 1 pound, and depending on the item, if it's soft or it's, a harder, fragile type of item, I could use my own box. I can still ship priority mail, but why would I? I have these other boxes for free. So anything 1 pound to 5 pounds, priority mail. That's the default at Whatnot. 1 to 5 pounds is priority mail. Okay. You can use mostly almost any box. There are a few on USPS. You can go figure that out, like no alcohol boxes and different things like that. Boxes that have electronics and have the charging information on it. You need to like wrap those boxes or something because you can't ship those priority mail. People get confused. It's all about the labeling. Anyway, you can use your own box for priority mail, but I'm going to save this box for a different order. I have some DVDs, like 2 or 3 of them, and someone buys them, and I don't have to ship it in my own box because I have these DVD boxes that I can get from USPS. I don't know why they're like that. Somebody didn't cut the box right. Yeah, so there's these boxes, they're mailing boxes, right? So if you have a 1 pound item, some books or whatever item, you can use that. But somebody made a boo-boo because this isn't supposed to be like this. The flap's supposed to match. My old ones are like that. It allows you to expand a little bit, but not much. Yeah, somebody didn't do a very good job cutting this box. That's what happens when you work in packaging. Yeah, that's bad. Anyway, you can use those boxes. So again, default is under 15 ounces, ground advantage. 1 to 5 pounds is going to be priority mail. Over 5 pounds is going to be ground advantage, meaning you can't use any priority mail packaging. You use these for 10 or more bars of soap. Yeah, it's a great box for that too because it's the right thickness. Yep. These are great. And then there's also the other ones that are a little bit taller. This is actually their it's kind of like, I don't know, they used to call them the DVD boxes for movies because movies by themselves, one of them could be 8 to 11 ounces actually. Yeah, the small flat rate boxes. I wish they made a regular one. I know. I like that box. And then there's also shipping envelopes, and they come in, you know, they're kind of like a poly mailer basically, and it's a shipping envelope. It's kind of like a waxy, it's not paper, it's hard to rip this. These are really great if you have clothing and it's over a pound. Now the bag is not very big. Like this one itself is 15 by 11.625. You can fit a few things in here. You can get as thick, but that is an option. You can get these from your post office. There's also other poly mailer, there's bubble mailers. I sometimes will use the flat rate bubble mailers if I'm putting a couple of boxes like this, my own box inside it. I wouldn't use this box inside a flat rate bubble mailer. Nope, because that's not what it's intended for. It's intended for shipping. Okay, so that's the whatnot default. Okay. And I use all these packaging supplies all the time. I mean, they're free. They're 100% free. A lot of people think, oh my gosh, to get started, I got to buy all this stuff. You honestly, as a seller, the thing you should do is go to the post office, you know, get a few boxes of not each size, just what you think your stuff will fit in. Get a couple of the large ones and buy some kind of packing paper, right? Or bubble wrap if you need bubble wrap. Some people use newspaper to fill because some of the boxes, you can't just throw the stuff in the box. It will almost guarantee you not a person to come back. I bought something from someone one time, similar piece of glass, and they literally had it in like that priority mail box that's actually didn't even fit it. It was so snug in there and they had zero packaging. Do you guys think that item made it? And do you think I'm going to go back? Nope. The whole neck of here, all this ruffled area, completely busted off, but it was still intact. So it was like smashed. Yeah. So you don't want that for your buyers. Okay. You don't want that at all for your buyers because they're not going to come back. Plus, they've invested. The buyers have invested a bunch of time with you. They're trusting you that you're going to pack it, wrap it, pack it, and ship it correctly. So with shipping, you want to make sure, like I said, those are the defaults. You could go in and change them. You could change the default, but I wouldn't change it until you're totally experienced. And I see people say, well, Dee, I see a lot of sellers put on max shipping. Okay, if you're new, do you know what max shipping really means? Do you know what max shipping really means? Now, some people do, and some people really don't understand that. So max shipping would be that I choose that the buyer will pay up to a certain amount for shipping in my show. As sellers, we don't control shipping at all. This is the option where we get to control it. As far as when we're inputting items, the item is for the weight. It's all calculated within Whatnot system, right? So if I go over and I have a show and I go into my shipping settings, and we could go through that right now. I could turn on my camera. Let me unpin an item. You guys want to see how that is? I can show you the defaults. Let's do it. Okay, well, you guys are, while I'm doing this, why don't you guys, yeah. So if I say as a seller, I have max shipping on this show, there's going to be a banner as long as it's under 921 or at 921. There's going to be banner on my show that people will see. Here's the thing, what you have to understand. Depending on how much you run your items, it may be worth it to do the max shipping. Anybody that I know in vintage decor are like, I'm never doing max shipping again. So you set the price that any purchases over £1, they won't pay anything over 921. Okay, for up to £5, they're going to pay 921. Now there's different scenarios. If they do flat rate, then it's 921 anyway, as long as you can fit the stuff in the box, right? Keep in mind, when the buyer comes in and buys 921, they're after £5, who's footing the bill on shipping? You are. You are the seller. So that means you are stating, somebody could go to your buy it now and say you have a bunch of heavy glass and they decide to buy all of it. After they've bought one item and it's £5 or £4, anything up to £5 at 921, they pay for. If they decide to go in your bin and go, oh my gosh, D has all this spent in, I'm going to go buy everything because the shipping is on D. And when I go after my show and I scratch my head and go, oh my gosh, I forgot that Fent was in there. I have like 25 pounds, which is 5 boxes times 921 because I can't fit it on one. I can't fit it in flat rate because some of that stuff gets double boxed. Take a deep breath. You don't have to pay for that. Because what if your item's only like 12 bucks, 15 bucks, right? If your item's only 12 or 15, you just paid your buyer to take your stuff. Yeah, think about it. Marinate on that one. Okay. Hello, Kimmy D. Gotti Gammy. Hello. You don't have to do that just because people give you statistics that are not from Whatnot and say 89% of buyers only like reduced shipping. That is not true. That is not true. I know I have plenty of buyers that shop with me that know what it takes to wrap that vintage glass. And they know that the weight, unfortunately, I wish it was lighter than it could be, but it just happens to be 3, 4, or 5 pounds. It depends. And if you bought from me, you can see why, because of the way I pack. I'd rather you invest your time with me and me pack it correctly and accurately so that when you open it up, it's like Christmas. You know what I mean? I don't do the reduced. I have done it on like jewelry. I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer, but I would have to have a show that had nothing in my buy it now, except maybe some jewelry pieces. And then all of that who's going to buy 70 pounds of jewelry? There are a few people that do, but you have to have it priced where you're comfortable so you don't lose on that. Yeah, seller. So you will pay anything over 921. So you can decide. You can take some losses in the beginning and learn, but you don't really have to do that. Okay, there are plenty of buyers that they don't just come into the show for your shipping. They might, but if you're doing like $1 and $2 starts, $3 starts, probably not a good idea to offer reduced shipping. But again, the only way to really know for sure is for you to do it and see. Thank you, Kayfabe. Hey, good morning. Are you prepared? You can lose money, but you can make money. Sometimes it's a really weird thing on Whatnot. Sometimes you keep that shipping, you start $1 starts, and then items that you already had for 25 in your bin go for 45 because you started at $1. There's no science for it. It's a win-loss, depends who is going to be in your stream. What Liz likes, there's an example. You made this take with your buy it now and reduce shipping. Yeah, it can bite you. No, and you don't have to do it. It's not a one size fits all. And just because one seller is doing it and they have success in their streams with it, you don't get to see the back end. You don't get to see what they're actually paying. And here's the other thing. Do they have integrity? Do they have integrity? Are they editing the box size? Are they even weighing their items? Are they editing the labels? Probably not. Probably not. Are those packages getting caught by USPS? Maybe 1%, if that. Not that many. Not that many. Whatnot ships millions of packages through USPS, UPS, and all different companies. So imagine the post office as a whole how many packages go through there. Yeah, I know they have AVP machines that sometimes catch it. But if I actually was looking at the press release on my website, darchivist.com, I have a shipping section, a lot of whatnot information. And there is a AVP machine press release that they issued. And if you read it, you're going to understand that they can't catch every package. So I put that article. APV means automated package verification. So it can detect by looking at it a whole bunch of things. It's like super smart. It also has barcode to make sure like that all matches up, right? They can, but the thing is, they have millions. And if they see some kind of discrepancy with your box weighs 50 pounds, but you have 5 pounds on it, they can see. So that's when the buyer will either be given the package and saying, hey, you owe us some money. This is going to be $125. And the buyer says, hell no, return it. I reject it. I don't want it. And it gets shipped back to you. So, change the labels, change them. And when I say change, I mean edit. We have the option that once our show is over, we can go into, I like to use the desktop to print. I do not print in the app because you cannot edit the box size or the box weight. It's real important that you use the browser. Okay, and go to whatnot.com, log in, and then you're able to go in there and you can articulate, okay, you know what? This isn't going to fit in here securely. I'm going to go ahead and edit, and I'm going to unbundle and use one of my shipping adjustments. I mean, that's what they're there for. They're not going away anytime soon that I'm aware of. And I just talked to Tom, who's the chief product officer at Whatnot. I got to talk to him about shipping and these overages and different things. And it's because of people that kept not changing the labels and edit the box size or the box weight. And so they eventually, when you're paying $1 million plus per month, you're going to be done with that, Yeah. So we're keeping it real simple here. We're not going to complicate anything. I'm giving the advice as if somebody was a brand new seller. Yeah. You need to, well, if you're little thermal, I would not print the labels in the app. And I'll tell you why. You cannot edit. I can't show it because I multicast to YouTube and I'll be showing people's personal info. But like here at the top, it tells me ready to ship, right? That's my task. That means I've already made a label, which they're right here, and I need to scan those labels. Okay. But I always go in and I edit my label every time. It takes a few seconds. It is not. Now, granted, when you have a ton of orders and you've got 100 boxes to do, you can still do it very quick. Most of my box sizes are the same. It does default to 12 by 12 by 12. I change it. Even on PWE, I change it. It says like 11 by 6.5. I change it to 5 by 6.5. So your thermal label is Bluetooth, right? It will work with if you have a computer or if on your device, like an iPad, like this is an iPad here, you can actually turn around and you can send it to the printer, like just do, print, right? And then your printer should output it from here if you have Bluetooth. If you have a computer, it should too. What thermal printer do you have? You have a laptop, so you should be able to print. Some of them have a plug-in. I like to have it plugged in. I don't like to use the Bluetooth because I have Jaden's, and I don't like their app that much. It's okay, but it's pretty quick. Yeah, the other thing is, but you need the desktop for that. That's like going too advanced. Your laptop is old, so it doesn't want to talk to your little thermal. Okay, here's another thing that you can do. Sassy said it right there. You could go on to your browser, right? Oh, you plug it in. Okay. I would not print my shipping labels from the, I'm going to say it. Hold on. Do I have like, no, I don't. Oh, wait. Do not print your labels on the phone in the app. You cannot edit the box size. Okay, there. I have to yell it. I say that with a lot of love. If you care about your business and your buyers, you do not want to. No, you be quiet, Sassy. For real. I don't yell, but I tell you what, your buyers will thank you. It's super important, you guys. Edit the box size. If you have the phone, there's browsers on here. You can use, if you have an iPad, you can use Safari. Just log into Whatnot. Yeah. Yeah, she's Italian. You're trying to tell Italian to stop yelling? This is how we talk. This is how we talk. Loud. It's not yelling. Sassy, you know better than that. Come on now. Yeah, you Mama Z, what's up? Yeah, so it's better to be able to edit. So when you're on the desktop and you're in the Whatnot Seller Hub and you're in shipments, right next to it, it says real big, generate label. To the right of it is a little pencil. Click on the pencil. Then this window expands on the browser and it's like shows the dimensions. It also shows that, like, say for example, you have a bunch of stuff like jewelry and it fits in a flat rate box and you have the box, or it's smaller and you don't have to use as much packaging materials, right? Because the bigger the box, the more stuffing you have to put in there. So you're not shaking a box and it sounds like, oh my gosh, what broke, right? And maybe you need a little box. You just change that size. When you're done, you save the changes and then it will give you the option to generate the label. You never want to hit generate first, because if you went back to edit because your box size 12 by 12 is too small or too big, it's actually going to charge you one of your shipping adjustments. You don't want to do that. You update and save actual weight and size, then print from phone. Yeah, you can do that too, but I feel like that takes longer. Yeah, but you can do that. You could go in and edit everything on the computer, and then you could print from your phone. You also can go on the computer on Whatnot, and you can do bulk. You can email it to yourself and have PDF, and then just run those, right? There's lots of things. There's lots of options. Like right now, I go in the Seller Hub. I have one that needs a label, so I'll just say I'll click on that one. Okay, it says generate label. Okay, it'll show, first of all, it'll show like the person's name, and it says expand under their name. And under expand, it shows what they bought. So somebody bought my Insomniac Club sticker, so they could also watch this replay back, right? So they bought this item. Okay, I'll run it. It also allows you to bookmark. It's a replay. So they bought that. I'm sending them a sticker. It's 1 ounce. It costs them 78 cents. So what I do is the defaulted size is 11 by 6 by 0.25, because it has to be 1/4 of an inch thick. It's definitely under that. Okay, the first thing it says needs label. And then it says right under that, expected to ship via USPS first class mail. It's kind of funny because they call it Ground Advantage. But this is plain white envelope, PWE. Okay. So then the next thing is you want to not generate a label. You do not want to do that next. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to do it right now while I'm live. I'm going to hit the pencil. This window comes up and it says edit shipment. One item, order number, needs a label. Dimensions, flat rate settings. And then it tells you could choose to toggle to flat rate. I wouldn't flat rate this because it is going to eat up a shipping adjustment. But right below that, I'm going to ignore all that flat rate stuff. And it says length, width, and height. I'm just going to go over and change it to a 5 by 6. Okay, it's technically a 4 by 6. This one, I'm going to think which envelope I'm using. So I'm going to change it to 4 by 6. And I'm going to go over here, and it tells me the base shipping stays the same. The total already paid by the seller, it doesn't show it on here because I'm not making an adjustment, right? And then there's no adjustment, so I'm going to hit save. If there were an adjustment and I made this like 1 pound, it would tell me that one of my shipping adjustments would be used. Okay, and it would say I'm going to be charged like $8.55. Okay, Gotta get me. Hang on. Okay, you're telling all the steps, but I'm trying to explain them, and I don't want it to confuse anybody. So hang on for a sec. Okay, so I'm not going to generate my label yet because this person who purchased from me, thank you for your order, they might go back into my buy it now and they might purchase something. So you never want to generate a label during your live. You do it when the show is over. That way, if they bought 2 or 3 other items, you don't want to cost them extra, right? So that's changed. So after the show, if I want it, I can print it right from my app to my printer if I have a Bluetooth printer. You can still use physical phone, but go to the .com version. Yeah, you can use your phone for everything else, but I would personally, and it's encouraged by Whatnot, and many sellers do this, because you cannot edit the box size, the dimensions, the weight, any of that on the phone, on the app. It just doesn't allow you to do that. You have to actually, have to go into the browser. Okay. Because, here's why you have to edit. Because if it is at 12 by 12 by 12, that box alone weighs 11 ounces. Okay. You don't want to add the wrong dimension and or weight, right? Because one is going to be heavier. If you don't change it and put the correct weight and you go and package it up and you hit generate, but you only have 8 ounces in there, and you ran everything 0 to 1, right? Because you're doing flat rate or whatever it is. You messed up because now you'll have to use a shipping adjustment because at 8 ounces, your items really are like 3 pounds, right? So you want to make sure you put in the proper weight. You won't have to do massive adjustments. I rarely ever have to adjust the box weight ever because I weigh everything before I do it. Why do double the work? Like I like to work smarter, not harder. This is the way I do it. I've been doing it like this for 20 plus years. Every now and then you get a package that, so say for example, I had a package in, and this is a weird thing, that 2 different buyers bought the same exact item. The box was 12 to 15 ounces. Okay. And the weight on Whatnot said that I was over, like I was under or over, whatever. Wait, was it under or over? I have to look at the adjustment thing. Yeah. So it somehow said I had 8 to 11 ounces. That's what it was. But it weighed it. It said that it was 12 to 15. Right. So the thing is, it charged me like $1.36 to my dashboard. But the funny part is both the boxes weighed the same, but the system recognized them differently. So USPS can make a mistake. I don't know if you could actually dispute it. I think you can. I don't think we have time to sit there and take a picture of every one of our items on a scale. Some people do scan their label, like after all that, for the internal thing on Whatnot. And then it'll show a picture of the scale with the weight. And if it doesn't match the label, there's a discrepancy. But the big reason why you should edit your box size and weight is because, for example, say the buyer paid for 5 pounds and it's shipping at 5 pounds. Okay. And it ships out. They get it all good. Now the next order, somebody says, I didn't get all my stuff from D. She sent me this dinky little 4 by 4 by 4 box, like a real tiny one, but they bought like 15 items. I have them all packed up and I have a big 12 by 12 by 9-inch box. There's a picture of it because I'm scanning the label. I'm showing the whole box. That's going to be like buyer versus me, but it backs me up because Whatnot will be able to see like, that's not a 4 by 4 by 4 box. What's this person talking about? So it does back it up. Insurance, the item gets damaged. They can see how good the box. So my point is being, it is going to take you 2.5 to 5 seconds extra to do this, to edit. It's really important to do it because number one, it's just the right thing to do. It's what Whatnot wants you to do. Okay, let me see what you guys are saying on here. Yeah, so when I do a chat show, I like to give my shipping advice. For other people, with all due respect, if you want to give shipping advice, have a shipping show. And I say that because we all have so many different great inputs and I don't never want to confuse anybody. Yeah, printing on the phone for flat rate can work, but sometimes people don't know how to do that. They don't even know how to set their show for flat rate. And even if you want to toggle it, say you can't fit everything in flat rate, you can't toggle to switch the shipping on the phone, correct? Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think you can. And I don't want no one to be totally confused because shipping can be too crazy and we all do it differently. Right? I mean, shipping is shipping. You have to weigh every item. You have to update it. Okay, let's see what you guys said. Mama Z, what's up? You want me to yell some more? You try going to the phone to Google, pulling up Whatnot, and then print out. Does that downsides or bust? So you think you tried going to the phone to Google, pulling up Whatnot? Yeah, whatnot.com in that browser. Yes, you can do that. It actually works really well with Google Chrome. Yeah, Whatnot works fantastic with Google Chrome. Yeah, you can't toggle it, right? Yeah, I didn't think you could. I never use the phone for that. The app is wonderful. Not for shipping. Not for shipping. I feel like buyers have paid for shipping, so edit the box to do it right so they don't have to pay extra money. That's the biggest thing. Yeah. Okay, I think we're Yeah, you learn, don't generate your label till your weights are correct. Exactly. Even if you have to do one at a time, right? Even if you have to do one at a time, do one at a time. Who cares? Hop Rocket, what's up? How are you doing? Not on Android, not sure about Apple. Yeah, you can't toggle off. Let me see right now. I don't think you can. I press all the buttons all the time, and flat rate you can't switch to. So I'm going to go to the Seller Hub. I'm going to go needs a label. I'm going to click in it. And the only option is generate label. Okay. The only option is generate label. Okay. So here's the only option. I'm going to show it to you. Can you guys see that? I'm covering up their info. Okay. Generate label. So if I do this and the box needs to go in a bigger box, I'm going to lose one of my shipping adjustments because I'm too lazy to go check the .com. So keep that in mind. Really important not to just click. So you can't switch anything. Will Whatnot add the option to adjust? I don't know. I've asked for it for like a year now. Yeah. So it may be something they don't want to put in there and they want people to go on the .com. I don't know. Also, I think people will make more mistakes. They could be building it. I don't know. Julie, hello. I didn't even call you Julie Shopper. Hello, my beautiful friend. How are you? Pop, I'm so good. I'm so good. Just super busy right now. Yep. One kid graduating, one just had a birthday. It's all the good stuff, you know? Yeah, you can use look on the iPhone. Let me see. Okay, on iPhone. Let's see. What do we got over here? I don't even know. I don't even have any Oh, look, for the web on iPhone, here's your options. Okay? Here's your options. I've got Google. I don't use it. I use the middle one, or I use Safari just real quick. Well, you could go to seller.whatnot.com on any browser, but it works best with Google Chrome. Yeah. So seller.whatnot.com is the site I came upon playing around searching the domain to find shortcuts. And that's a shortcut I found like 2.5 years ago. And Whatnot didn't promote that. I just started that. Yeah, it's actually kind of cool because people are like, how do you get there? And I'm like, there's got to be like some kind of seller dot or whatever. And I found it. It's your nap time. You know what? What's up, Lauren? How you doing? I know I'm all hyped up right now. Yeah, I'm all hyped up. I'm all hyped up. It's seller.whatnot.com is the place you will search for number one. Okay. This will take you to the Seller Hub, not the app. The Seller Hub, which is this here. Okay. Let me unpin this. Okay. You can swipe your text away. This is the actual Seller Hub on the app. Okay. So at the top, it's going to tell you schedule show, create a product, which is listing an item, right? And then you have today's task. What do I have to do? Mine's not updated because I have some labels. Because I didn't, maybe I can refresh it and I'll probably have, no, look at that. It didn't update it. So I have 2 ready to ship. I have another one that needs a label. Okay. And then below is shows, account health, customer support, payouts, things like that. Right. You guys are funny. You messed up on a shipment one time. Got support to correct it. Customer got a refund on this double shipping charge. Listen, yeah, I will say this. Say, for example, you have an issue and you've generated the label, you've shipped the items, right? One item or whatever. And then you look at your packing area, wherever you wrap and pack your stuff. And you go, oh my goodness, I forgot 2 items in their order. What am I supposed to do? The best thing you can do is reach out to customer service, seller.whatnot.com, and say this, and don't write them a whole damn novel. They're looking at hundreds of thousands of emails. Be brief but brilliant. Get the order number, get the buyer name, take a screenshot of what they purchased. Tell them, can I get another label? Right? You could also go into your shipping and unbundle those items for a new label. Sometimes it lets you. I prefer to ask them and then they just send me a new label and I download it. But you can unbundle those items even after it ships sometimes. But don't stress out. It happens. But I would reach out to your buyer and let them know, you know what? I accidentally forgot two of your items. I'm going to have them shipped separately to you. You could also, they don't want you to do this, buy your own shipping label and put it on there because the tracking won't match up and you want the tracking to match up for the buyer. I mean, it happens. Yeah, I've had that happen to me a couple times, and then my buyers are like, "Do you just hang on to it?" So I put it in a little thing, and I put some extra stuff, and when they buy another order, like the following week or something, I just put it in there. Yeah, you could contact Whatnot for it. They're not always gonna do it for free, I don't think, but you can. I've done it where I've unbundled, like, 2 of the items that I forgot, and it made a whole new shipping label. So I had to pay, one of my ship I didn't really pay. Whatnot paid for that on my shipping adjustment. Yeah, they are really, yeah, and um, the shipping, oh gosh, yeah, don't go to look, we all run businesses on here. Some of us, it's like a side hustle. Bunny honey, it's a side hustle. We're just trying to make some money, for example, for, paying for our kids' activities, you know, paying for this or a vacation or whatever. Some people don't treat it as a business, right? But any money you're making, you gotta treat it as a business because you have to pay taxes on that money. But that's where you contact a CPA, not, here. Um, don't go to a bunch of sources you wouldn't trust to tell your deepest secret. Okay? If you wanna know about shipping, go to help.whatnot.com. Go to Whatnot because all of those folks out there talking about Whatnot shipping have heard the information and maybe dropped a few important facts, right? Hello, Cracking with Chris. Welcome in. Paying for gas, whatever it may be. Um, just know that their information is based on their experience, and sometimes they miss out some important things. Like Whatnot wants us to edit the box size and the weight. If you do it right the first time, you don't have to do it again. Now, can you create a custom shipping profile with the box size that you choose? You can, but I feel like it creates the buyer to pay more shipping. Yep, because it will only pick select items and put it into that one box, and then people have to buy another box. And it may cap out at 3 pounds, it may cap out at a pound, it may cap out at 5 ounces, right? It may cap out at 5 ounces. I had like a little bit of a weird thing where I did these socks that I was doing. I'm never creating. I usually don't actually create custom shipping profiles unless the item is 5 pounds. Unless the item is 5 pounds. Thank you for your purchase. Yeah, I just don't. I just don't want to do that. And the reason why I don't want to do that is because I want Whatnot had built, and they have like, trademarked it. Their smart bundling works. It works. I see people doing like custom shipping profiles for clothing, and they do 7 items per box because they use that box and cram the hell out of all the packaging. They cram it. It just depends what you're selling. I couldn't take a bunch of my large vintage items and do flat rate. Nope. It just isn't going to work. It's going to cost me more money. It's going to cost the buyer more money, actually. Um, I love that Cali thrift. That's cool that they did that. What's up? Awesome finds. Hello. Yeah, and sometimes we get in a little bit of a what pickle. So we can figure out what works best. And after you do it a bunch of times, you honestly figure it out. You figure it out. No one's going to figure it out from Facebook groups. To be honest, there's some good Facebook groups that give you good information. But I would say like 90% of them give you false information. And another another thing is they give you wait, what? Okay, never mind. I just had to double check that. Yeah, you figure it out from personal, but you also figure it out by making mistakes. What's going on? Bev it up. What up? Yeah, it's very biased, but you know what I found in the groups? They will give you wrong information on purpose. There's a lot of trolls in those groups because I know I used to help people in a lot of those Facebook groups, and I'm not like an expert, but I know a lot of stuff about Whatnot. I know how things work, and they would intentionally give bad info. And I would write a post like somebody would write, "How do they do shipping this way?" And shipping through message is the worst example because people read it differently, they misunderstand, and guess what? They would write me, the trolls would write me and say, "You don't know what you're talking about." I'm like, "Okay. Thank you for your input." And it makes good people not want to help. Um, I have one buyer who always has 2 shipments per show, where others do not. Wait, do not with the same amount of purchases on random pool clothing. Now, Steph, do you have a custom shipping profile set up for the clothing? Are you selling clothing, you said? You might have that selected under some custom shipping. I would maybe take a look and see what your shipping is. Because it should auto bundle up to 5 pounds. It should auto bundle up to like sometimes 20 pounds. Clothing. Do you do custom ship profile for like X amount of items or 7 items per? You're all customs. Ingalon, what's going on, friend? How you doing? Yeah, so new sellers, I hope they find me first. I hope they find people that are like-minded like me with the shipping and teach the right way, because there's a lot of shortcuts, but at the end of the day, they hurt the new sellers and they want to quit. As soon as they sell the things and they're all hyped up and then they go to package everything up, they're like, "Oh my gosh, I got to do this in 2 days." 2 days? Bev, thank you for your purchase. Yeah. So it's look, you can take information where you want, but it's not the source. Whatnot is the source. All these people might be like resources who know things, but not everybody knows everything about Whatnot, except Whatnot. That's a good question, Sylvia. That's a very good question. Yep, that's a very believe me, they do. Actually, to be honest with you guys, if you see somebody who's blatantly giving wrong information, I know we don't have time, but if you happen to be there, report it to Whatnot, write what they're doing. They need to know. They can't be everywhere. They hope that we can report them. I've reported several sellers that are giving like intentional wrong information. Like when I see somebody saying, "Don't weigh anything, run everything at 8 to 11. You don't even need a scale." That's a huge red flag for any new person. Huge. Because they don't, at the end of the day, they don't care about what the buyer pays on shipping. They don't care. They don't care about you. They don't care. And I'm going to tell you right now, you don't want to invest your time in those kind of shows. And that's just the truth. D. Lewis, you know what? It is overwhelming. Sometimes shipping is actually the easiest thing I want to. You know what the hardest thing is? Pressing go live, and actually running auctions, right? And for some, it's conversation, you know. So today we're going to just talk about shipping, but I'll answer that in a minute. Yeah, I'll answer that. So I'm just like you guys. I'm a seller too. I just do things. I do things by the book. I'm a rule follower. I find that it works better for me. You know. Yeah, the shipping has stopped you. What do you sell, D. Lewis Designs? And I know you've come in here before. I've chatted with you, I think. Buy me a coffee for my dog. No, get out of here. Yeah, please don't support those kinds of listings. They are against the terms. Buy me a burrito, buy me dinner, buy me a pizza, buy my kids daycare. Please don't do that. Well, Whatnot has said at the Seller Summit about preloaded that 91% of buyers do not trust random pools. So it's always been in the policy. I should find it. Stay home to shop. Welcome in. Thank you for the raid. It's always been like in the policy that when you list an item, you have to actually list a photo, and then you have to list a description and a title that matches that photo. Okay. If you don't, you've actually violated the terms, but Whatnot may, right, if they want to do something about it. Now they're enforcing it for Premier shops. Okay. They're enforcing it about Premier shops. I will tell you this, 91% of the new 20 million downloads for new people. I don't know what that time frame was. It could have been last year, because I think the app has had way more than 20 million downloads. 91%, 91% of those 20 million do not trust random pools. And frankly, I don't either. I 150% don't trust random pools because people make mistakes. Are they labeling different things like that? But it has been. But here's the thing about preloaded, okay? And I want to go back into shipping because that's what this show is about. Preloaded items are helpful. I see a lot of vintage sellers listing auction items. And I used to do this all the time for raid trains. I still list. Look at my listings. I've always listed and treated Whatnot like every other platform, because it is. It's not a yard sale where I'm doing a random find. I want my buyer to know what the hell they're getting. That's just me. It also, I believe in the algorithm. Okay. The algorithm sends the people who want to find my items. You can sell out yeah. So the nice thing about preloaded in the auction is I'm listing that I have a Murano, whatever kind of piece of glass, a Fenton. People are actually searching my shop for those items. And a lot of times if I put it in the buy now, they go right in and buy it when I'm not even live. So why not? Why not? Right? Because they can't buy an auction item. They can bid on it. And then now pre-bids expire within a time frame. So, you never know. I think that vintage decor people are very successful with preloading the auction tab. I've seen it since I started on this app. Yeah. And clothing. Yep. And a lot of times, people will sit there and they'll put that banger of an item that they have in their buy it now. They'll list it with the correct, shipping category. Lady K Jules, thank you for the raid. Welcome in, friend. Welcome in. I appreciate you. We're doing a chat show. This is Coffee Talk. This is my day number 726 on Whatnot every day. Thank you. Thank you for the raid. Only hearts. Only hearts. Thank you so much. How was your show? Stay home to shop. How was your show? Yeah. So yeah, it again, since I started on Whatnot, and I've said this, people that know I'm here, list the item properly. If you want to get more bids, sometimes people just are in the buy it now or they're in the auction and they're going to jump in and bid on it. Sometimes people search and they could see that it's in your live show. Did you know that? They can look up products and they do it. Let's find out. Let's find out if people search the app. I know a lot of people that search. Let's add a poll. And some people do like that thrill of the hunt. They like that thrill of the hunt. All right, let's just see. Just simple question. Do you search for specific items? Yes, no. Okay, Naked Maple, hello. All right, let me go back over here. I think so. Hot mess. I just saw your thing and there it is. I missed it, I think. No, I got it. Thank you, Bunny. You search like crazy. Yes, because a lot of people don't know what they have. I bought something recently that's a banger and a half that I'm really excited to get. And they, you putting what the item is and having a picture in there is a contract, okay, that you have to ship it. What discouraged me more is that I bought beads from a seller that overcharged in shipping. When I brought it to her attention, she stated she didn't. Well, how so? How so? When they list it, sometimes they run at higher weights. We talked about that a little bit earlier. That's why it's so important to run actual weight. If you're off for an ounce or two, the buyer's not going to be mad. They would rather you be off an ounce or two, right? In the sense of, thank you for your purchase. In the sense of, okay, it's 15 ounces, but it's 14 ounces. It's still in the same weight class, so you're not overcharging them by any means. But if somebody, I know I missed some of your guys' stuff. Hold on, I want to go back just to make sure. So for live thrifting, you suggest making or editing a listing to include a photo before running. Naked Maple, I would be very strategic in my title. And my photo, I would just take a picture of an area of the thrift shop. Yeah. If it's some kind of custom item and it's going to, that's where you want to play. Is your goal premier shop? Then you want to list the thing. But the rules are actually you're supposed to list that item as it is. So if you have, I have random things around me. Don't judge. I have random things. You're welcome. Again, it's your choice, right? So random pools isn't really a strategic language, right? But you could do like home decor, thrift finds, right? You see where I'm going? So random things, if I have a bunny head like this, just sitting in the thrift shop I found, and I'm like, random head, I would avoid the word bunny. I'm so sorry. So sorry. That was too perfect. That was too perfect. Yeah. So sorry about the bunny head. It came to me this way. I inherited this from my mom. Yeah, we had a lot in common. So bunny head, and I get it at a thrift shop, random head. I would not use random. I would say something along the lines of, you know, bunny head. Yeah. I would actually list it what it is. If I want to make it a piece of art, boom. Okay. Put it on whatever, glue it. Then you've got a whole trophy. Okay. Yeah. I don't answer questions. Stay home to shop. Yes. So avoid the words random. Yeah. And it technically is supposed to match whatever item you're selling. The best way to do it is create that bulk listing like you do. And if it's something special because you want to track it and you don't want to label everything and you don't want to watch your video receipt, title what it is, 6 by 9 inch rug, whatever, and then run it. And then if it sells, the next item is going to default back to whatever your bulk item is, and change it. Change the weight. Very important to change the weight. Okay, I missed your thing. So you swiped on an item auction and then she changed to a claim show. I was charged 9121. So that's a thing that when you're swiping, it does show you how much the shipping is. But if the buyer was going to do a claim show, they would have done a better service to you by saying, okay, they put all your stuff in a box, not packaged up, and they had a flat rate box. If they could fit it on and they could tell you, and maybe they don't have experience, I don't know. They could tell you, you know what, your box is full. I'm going to run this box. Here's the items that you have. And it's going to be $9.21 for shipping. Okay. Or even up to £5. But that's one of those lessons that you're going to learn and they're going to learn. And hopefully they learn and grow and do better, Okay. Do you search for 63% said yes. 63% said yes. So again, it doesn't take that much time to list items. It really doesn't. With all the tech that we have, we can list really quick. I like to list on desktop. Because number one, it's fast. I can duplicate my listing. If you have an Android, you can duplicate too. Yes, you're lucky. On Apple, you cannot duplicate listings. Perhaps, but hopefully that's a lesson all around. And you were able to get that refund from Whatnot about it. But now as a buyer, you have to look at what the shipping is going to cost. Claim shows are tough unless they're doing it right. And they're making that bundle for you and saying, okay, your box is pretty full, right? There's a couple people that do. I don't do the claim shows. They're not difficult, but you just got to put everything in right on the box, like how much you claim it. Okay, it's $5. Put it in the box, right? And go, your box is almost full. Fill a box, $9.21. Yeah, so people all learn. Yeah, and the shipping is always going to be like, if I don't know why this thing, hold on, I think this is like not on the, oh yeah, there is some glitch. My bad. Hold on, we'll talk about shipping some more. Okay, let me put this back on flash sale for whatever reason. So now this item is pinned. How much is the shipping? Yeah, no, I get it because that shipping adds up, but you learn. Yeah, and if a seller is running an item, right? Okay, this is going to be PWE, plain white envelope. If a seller is running something, and let's just say it's a sticker, and then you're like, it says 921. Don't be afraid to red chat them or say, hi, I just have a question. Your shipping for the sticker shows 921. I don't know if you want to fix that. I don't know if you want to fix that, but I just want to bring it to your attention. I'd love to buy it, but not for $10 for a sticker shipping. Because the seller sees no money from the shipping. We don't see a dime from a penny. We don't see any of that. It goes directly to Whatnot, who pays their shipping bill. That's pretty much. No update on UPS. Yeah, no update on that. There was a beta program, it closed. That's it. We had to agree to the terms on the site. So maybe it's coming in the future. I don't know. If I knew, I couldn't tell you. But right now, to be honest, I don't have any update with Whatnot on that. They will tell us, though. We'll get some kind of email if they do. Okay, you guys, I haven't given you the opportunity, but if you are a seller, please share your show. Do not share your show to somebody's messages. Definitely don't share it to me. I'm probably going to just unfollow. It's very important that you share your show by saying, "Hi, my name is Dee. I have a show on Tuesday at this time, vintage decor and all the things." So you guys can do that. Don't post a link. Most people are on cell phones. They're not going to click on the link. And links can be very suspicious. I'm going to talk about sharing shows, but shipping, if you have a question about shipping, ask it, and I'm happy to do my best to answer it. Uh, oh, yeah. You know what, Wild Blossoms, thank you for your honesty. I appreciate you. Yeah, it's just a reminder to just have integrity and do the right thing. Integrity means do the right thing when no one's looking. Yep. I'm banning you. Stay home to shop. I'm doing a live thrift shopping in 30 minutes. Just came by to say hi. Self-promoting. I love it. Why my sales dropped so much. Thank you so much. Hey, not a problem. Gotti Gammy, thank you for the raid. I love it. Yep, she has really beautiful. Wait a minute. I thought you were just doing seller stuff. Thank you for the tip. I appreciate you. You're the best. Thank you. Too kind. You can ask a bundling question. Absolutely. Absolutely. And don't panic if you guys get, thank you for the tip. I appreciate you. Don't panic if you happen to sell a bunch of stuff and it bundles, 95% of your stuff and unbundles another item. That means it charged the seller for that shipping. Okay. If you can fit it all in a box, you can bundle it back. The seller is not going to get a refund. You can reach out to Whatnot for it. But, just in case, gotta Gammy, thank you for the tip. I appreciate you. See, that's a great way to promote yourself. I love it. I love it. Okay, let's see this. Iya, thank you for the tip. You guys just love Danny. Danny is kind of fun, huh? Actually, Danny looks pretty good when I do this. Yeah, I'll turn off the iPad. 70s decor. I'm Darlene. I usually sell vintage decor, jewelry, and trinket box. June 9th, right on. I love it. All the friends. Thank you for the tips. You guys are way too generous and kind. I appreciate you. Okay, my name is Inga, and I have a 50. Oh, you're doing that 50. Is that your rate train? 50 unique finds like Murano brass. Happy pre-bidding. Yeah, I was checking that out. I think Paul was live earlier. Thank you for the tips, you guys. I appreciate it. Okay, can we unbundle and rebundle? Example: 8 items sold needing to adjust due to size. Putting heavy two together, not damage. Yes, you can. Yeah, you can. But once you sometimes it's really weird and dependent, but sometimes if you unbundle to one box, right, it's going to take your shipping adjustment. And then you decide you want to bundle it back, you don't get that shipping adjustment back. Okay? You don't get it back. You have to kind of play with it. It will tell you ahead of time. Yeah, I rarely ever have to bundle back. Usually it's like one time. Yeah, but every now and then, thank you for your purchase. Every once in a while, it lets you and doesn't charge you. When I say charge, it doesn't charge you. It shows you what it would cost. And then if you have shipping adjustments available, it will take one of those out. And you can see your shipping adjustments if you go to shipments and then you hit open sidebar. Okay. And it will show you if you scroll down. This is in a browser. So mine says when I open up that sidebar, it will say generate all labels, export shipping labels slips. I don't want to export until I edit all the box size like we talked about earlier, right? I want to always edit the box size and the weight. Because if somebody buys 1 pound, I have 4 more pounds that I can adjust and I don't have to stress out. So I'm going to use that. If somebody buys 3.5 pounds, but by the time I extra pack it and do different things, I can make that box 5 pounds if I need to. I may not always need to do that, but I might use the bigger box and just put double boxing in, and it's going to be 5 pounds. I'm going to edit that. But so I don't really export. I just print them one at a time. Sometimes I'll edit and then I'll go print them all and generate. And then right below it'll show my actions. I can download my CSV of my show, meaning the sales, what people bought, how much money was. It doesn't total it up. You have to do that yourself. And then right below that, it says 5 out of 5 weekly adjustment available. And then below that's all my shipping information, like return address. That's where you'll know if you use them all. And because it pops up a window and it says like basically This is going to cost, $9.21 for the new box. It might say 0. If it says it, it confirms it with you before you hit OK. When you hit OK, then it either takes a shipping adjustment. If you have none left, it's going to deduct it right out of your ledger. Okay? Yeah. Yeah, thank you, thank you. Danny DeVito, that's right. He's the man around here. Yep. Will Whatnot revise the shipping settings on sticker category to be 78 cents after? I don't know. I don't think so. Why it works that way, I don't know. I don't know. We've asked for a long time, but there is a little bit of a trick. Let me see. There's a little bit of a trick on Android. My Android's dead right now, and it shows I've bought stickers and trading cards from other sellers for 78 cents. I've been doing this 78 cents since I started on Whatnot because I'm a sports card seller and I know how that works. Yeah, so it's been around before a while. Oh, Retro Strawberry Patch. What a cute name. Yay, I'm so glad. I hope the shipping, I try to break it down as simple as possible because it is very confusing for many people and I don't want them to be confused or stressed. Shipping is really easy. I know. Skipper Miller, Cedar Key, Clay Co. I need to check out your shows, my friend. I have not. I have checked out your profile though. You have some cool stuff. Very, very cool. Hold on, I want to make sure I read. So, stay home. It's a good question. I can ask Whatnot, but I think it's because of the way the bundling is set up in the shop. And as time goes on, I'm sure it's probably going to get changed. But again, right now, I'm not sure. Yeah. Hey, Nomadic Flippers, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. You have a great day too. Thank you. I know it would be great. I usually do share my screen, but because it has sensitive information, and I'm using OBS, but because it has sensitive information like the buyer's name, their address, I don't share that. That's against the rules. And also, it's just even if someone said, "Oh, you could share my stuff," no, I'm not doing that. I multicast it. Facebook, hi Facebook, hi YouTube, and yeah, that's just I'm not going to dox somebody in my live. That's not okay. Yeah, I will ask. Yeah, sticker shipping or card shipping. You just shipped a fairy lamp. It ended up being 4 pounds by the time it was packed, but just in case it goes to the moon first. That's right, Melissa. Yep. Hey, yeah, buy inside the show is the best place because then yes. So, okay, I will talk about this. When you bundle from the marketplace, it does bundle, but it's kind of weird. You don't get when I'm live. Here's the thing: if you bought from my profile, that's fine when I'm live. But if I did a giveaway, you wouldn't be able to enter the giveaway at all. Okay, you wouldn't qualify for the buyer's giveaway. So it's best to buy in the show. So sometimes people they minimize my show and then they look at my profile and click on shop. The best thing to do is look at the shop right here inside the show. Okay, then it qualifies for all those things. What's up, Zodi? How you doing? Amy Lesbos, hello. Tara, my beautiful friend. What's going on? All the friends. Okay. Thank you. I know, I gotta catch it. Thank you, stay home. Thank you guys for all the nice compliments. I appreciate it. I think I'm about to sneeze. What's up, Kel's treasure chest? Welcome in. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome for the raid. Oof. That's it. I'm done talking about shipping. Just hold on. Let me tag you up, Kel. How was your show and what were you selling? I want to make sure I got you. There you go. Okay. So we've been talking about shipping. We almost made it through shipping. I like to really break it down as simple as possible. So let's talk about the next thing. So you load your shop, you put your weight class on your item, you have a show, you run that item, it sells. It's 4 to 7 ounces. For me, I feel like 4 to 7 is like my average weight. Could I run everything 4 to 7 ounces? Never. I couldn't do it because I have things that are 1 and 2 and 3 and 8 pounds and 16 pounds and this new thing that's 20 pounds, right? Everything has a buyer market, right? It isn't if it's in the marketplace. If it's a marketplace item, it's technically not in your show. Yeah. It's not your show. That's a good technical kind of question for Whatnot. 4 to 7's your go-to? I didn't scroll to that. You did. So, yeah, we don't do that here. That's you're banned. That's it. Goodbye. So when I have that item 4 to 7 ounces, right? And then the show's over and I weigh that item and it's not weighing 4 to 7, it's weighing 9 ounces. I didn't do the right thing. I can make an adjustment on the back end and I probably won't use one of my adjustments. Sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it does, but I'm okay because I'm under the 1 pound threshold. Let's say I ran it at, 4 to 7 ounces, but it weighed 2 pounds. I'm going to use a shipping adjustment for that. So don't fall into the trap of, oh, run everything at 8 to 11. It doesn't always work. I know some people find that that works, but that's a worse shipping advice to give to other people. You could figure it out on your own, but don't give it to other people to do. You're so welcome. You sell jewelry. Random pool is 4 to 7 as a shipping. So it might be too much. What kind of items? Like a ring? A ring could be 1 to 3 ounces. It depends on how you package it up. Yeah, I actually just did all my jewelry. I'm doing a jewelry show, actually. Surprise. Okay. It depends. So if I'm putting something in a small box like this, these are usually, even 1 to 3, 4 to 7. It just depends. If I'm putting in a brooch, right? I have a little brooch here. Okay. I don't want to just throw it in a bubble mailer and be like, who cares about your item? Maybe I'll just put a whole bunch of them like together and throw them in. They're probably going to break. I wouldn't put 4 to 7 on one item. It depends on what they're buying. You have to weigh the item to see. Like this is plastic, right? A little vintage plastic brooch. Okay. If I put it in a poly mailer and this thing is like 2 ounces, if that. And if I put it in a poly mailer, it's probably going to break unless I package it away so it doesn't, like with cardboard, with support. So it's up to you. And it depends if you're doing like a flat rate show. These kind of things that are 1 to 3 ounces, maybe 4 to 7 for a box. Maybe that works. But if I'm doing like a flat rate show on jewelry and I have some brooch like this is 1.5 ounces packaged up. It's maybe 3 tops. Even if I put a piece of cardboard in there to kind of protect it, which I wouldn't, I would actually put these in that small box that I have right here, right? Even if it's one item, I technically like to use 2. And some of them that don't have little fragile, petals or leaves or things like that, then I absolutely put them. I'll wrap them. I have these mini bubble mailers, not bubble mailers, bubble sleeves, and I put them in there. It has the number on it. Sometimes I use like a padded envelope and I put them in there and then I write the number. So if I'm selling mine, I'm preloading them actually. I'm going to be preloading that show. I'm not going to put 4 to 7 because I don't want the buyer. I want the buyer to buy more from me and I want their shipping to be as cheap as possible. So with a jewelry show, I wouldn't have anything but jewelry in my Buy It Now because I would do a flat rate show for that. And I would run it at whatever the weight of the item is packaged up. So if it's 1 to 3 ounces, they're paying for 3 ounces. They could buy 15 pieces. If it's over a pound, that's 45 ounces, right? I could do flat rate. I got a free box. Now I got to wrap it up. I can use any size flat rate box. Dark Sea Sailor, welcome in. Thank you for the raid. How was your show, friend? Welcome in. So that's my personal opinion. It might be too heavy for the item. It might be just perfect. You have to really, really decide. Buyers will buy more from you if their shipping is either the lowest it can be for that item or it can be accurate, right? It completely depends. Thank you. I appreciate you. We're doing a chat show. My name's Dee. I go by Dee Archivist. I have this chat show every Tuesday for the last 3+ years. And it's usually been on Tuesday. It's coffee talk and tech chat. And we talk about all things Whatnot. Today, we're specifically only talking about shipping. And every week is like some kind of topic. Yeah, matey. I should get some kind of because there's a few people that have that. Hello, Faye West. Saturday, a new seller was selling washer. What? Hold on a minute. Oh, yeah. Local pickup. Well, it was probably not even on, huh? They probably ran it at 5 pounds or 5 ounces. I can't. Yeah. That's funny. Tried to warn them. Did it sell? They sold 2 sets. Oh gosh. Do they, man, I hope they realize that if they don't have that turned on, they have to ship it. That, I mean, they'll have to cancel it and pay their $3 or 3%. Wow. Well, that's how you learn lessons. That's how you learn lessons. Hello, by the way. Yeah, that's a whole other conversation. You have the option. Oh my gosh. Got a gammy. Thank you for the tip. That's right. A reworker's passion sells the best soap and skincare. I actually have some right back here. I don't know what I have left. That's my favorite. It's luxurious. It's it's amazing. Actually, it smells really good too. I had my husband smell it yesterday because he was like, I don't want to use this. He's trying to be good about what kind of products we use in our house, which I am too. Oh, I love it. And I said to him, try this lotion. You're going to really like it. So it was the cranberry one. Where do you think the cranberry one is? He took it. Yeah, he took it. He really liked the smell of it. I love it. And then he said, oh, this makes my skin real soft. I said, I told you. Yeah. And I told him, my friend, I put it on all the time. It stays on good too. Yes, it is. My hands are usually like dry. This is an infomercial right now. This is a little commercial. Okay. So we can talk about shipping, but I'm gonna put lotion on. I love it. Oh, the lemongrass lotion. Yeah, my friend Leslie right there, A_reworkers passion, does a wonderful motivational Monday chat show here on Whatnot. She's also a community host, but she is a creator of her brand of products, which is soap, scrubs, lotion. Oh gosh, and one other thing I noticed from the lotion is, you get to an age where you have like little age spots on your hands, right? Nobody wants them, but they just kind of occur. I've had a few lighten up. Yeah, not completely eliminated, but they have lightened up. I do also use vitamin C, and it has made a huge, huge. I'm gonna try the charcoal on my hands. She makes a charcoal soap that's really good. I'm switching to that on my face. Yeah, it has really helped a lot. I have like severe eczema, like on my foot. I can never get rid of it for years and years and years, and I've been using that, and it's what a difference. Yeah, I actually gave my doctor a bar of this soap. She was like, "This is so good," and she actually texted me and said it was so good. But anyway, my hands are never dry, and they're in water all the time. I need to give my best friend some. Moon Sky, hello. You just started using vitamin C, but the smell, it's not bad. Yeah, the one I don't know the brand I use. It's a pretty good brand. It's very expensive, and I use it on my face. I have melasma, not so much of it, but just sun damage, and a little bit like here. This part is gone from that vitamin C. Yeah, I'm very particular about what I put on my face, though. Very particular. I could text you a picture of it. I want to say it's like 25, $30, and it's tiny. It's like a half ounce. The old one I used to get just got too expensive. It was like $70, but it was good stuff. Yeah, it's pretty good. This works. Um, but anyway, her lotion is amazing with that. I use it as my everyday. Yeah, and it just absorbs into the skin so well that you don't have oil sitting on top like most products. A lot of products are, I don't know, it doesn't permeate, right? That's the word, permeate into the layers. It just sits. This completely permeates into my skin so well. Yeah, like I'm already feeling, I might have to go over it twice, but I'm already feeling like really good. I love it. Yeah, I love it. Maybe I'll release my scrubby video for Leslie. I know she's been asking me for a long time with my voice. Yeah, I love it. With your face SPF, doesn't make, yeah. Her products are really, really good. Yeah, she asked me, "D, can you make a video like using it?" And I was like, "Okay." So one day in the bathroom, I did a whole facial and everything. So I need to do like a voiceover and add things. See, we went from shipping to this. That's all about the marketing, right? Yep. So I'll have to edit. I have to edit in my spare time. I have so many projects open for edit. It's crazy. It's so crazy. Anyway, so today's shipping was brought to you by me. You listen to me all day. I love you. We're gonna get together. We have to plan this. I don't know how it's gonna work out, but I have to text you. I love you. I met Moon Sky on here. Gosh, how long has it been now? Her first show was what, January of 23? I know it is nuts. We're real busy right now, but it's okay. It's the best time in our lives right now. I'm the youngest I'm gonna be ever, and so we're gonna do all the fun things. I'm looking forward to summer. I'm not looking forward to summer school for somebody, but because that's gonna be rough. Yes, yep. And I remember you didn't show your face. Like show your face. So we all start somewhere, right? We all start somewhere. Does anybody have any questions about shipping? And the time on here goes so fast. Look, almost hour and 45 minutes. Hour and 45 minutes. Shipping is, and the other thing, I do want to talk about this. So on my actual website, darchivist.com, I have a whole shipping section. There's videos. There is a shipping guide from Whatnot. I always post a link to the official Whatnot shipping guide. Okay. It's free. My website, I don't sell anything on it. There's a ton of information. Most of it is Whatnot. Okay. The shipping guide, if you click on it says right above it, there's a graphic, official Whatnot shipping guide. If you click on that, it's literally step by step. Like step one, how to set up your pre-show settings, right? We're going to run through this right now because I always like to do this. When you schedule your show in the app, you're going to be asked to choose the shipping. That is in the app, on the show. And actually, let's run through that right now. Okay. Let's do that. We had a little break here. We chitted-chatted. I love it. But let's get down to it. All right, let's turn on this camera. Okay, and hopefully you guys can see everything. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go into when you say you have a show scheduled, we're going to go over here and we're going to click on this. I'm going to edit the show because I'm going to show you what it looks like if you're actually, and I'm going to get rid of this text for you guys, okay? So if you want to rewatch this, you absolutely can rewatch it in the Whatnot app. If you need to dim your screen, I've tried to dim so many things to make it so you guys can see it. So let's go here. Okay. Hold on one second. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with it. Maybe I will turn down this other light. Yeah, it just is so bizarre. Okay. Once I tap into it, sometimes it does that. Let me think. Hold on a sec. Yeah, I don't know why it's like that. That's okay. When I scroll down and click into where I want, so this is the scheduling the show. Okay. So this is what you would see in the app. It is a little bit different. It is a little bit different, right? Um, when you're scheduling your show, you have to scroll past and put all the info. So for example, at the top, show title. I don't like that you can't really see it. You guys can see it? Drop me a 1 if you can see it. It's pretty blown out. Let me see on here. Yeah, I want to make sure people can actually see it. It is very dim. I know. I don't know if it's because my screen is exactly. I don't know why it's doing that. No, it's just like the camera resetting. Hold on. Please hold. Let's see. We're going to fix this right now. No, because this camera's been on for a while. I just moved all that stuff too. Here we go. I just want to clean the The lens, it could be dirty. I don't like a dirty lens. Yeah. It's just, I wonder if it's because I have that too high. Yeah, I did move it. More, yeah, it's being like, okay, let me see. I know what to do. I'll flip this camera so it's not as high. Yeah, there's definitely something with this particular camera. No, it's the camera. Yeah, there is something with the camera. It's not the lighting. The lighting's like the regular. One other option. I know what I'm gonna do. We're gonna utilize these boxes. I'm gonna raise this up a tiny bit. That should be, yeah, the camera. I think it's the camera. Okay, we got a backup. We have two of these. Every now and then, I think the cameras get too hot. And I'll just pop this one in its place. This is the beauty of having an extra set here. Sometimes it doesn't want to, but hopefully that was the issue. Um, let's see. Okay. Yeah, it's doing a weird thing. I don't know. But we can see it a little bit better. Here we go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think just raising it up a little bit because there was more light coming in. So we can do that. That might help it a little bit there. Yeah, I don't know why. Very strange. No problem. Thank you, you guys. I'll have to read those questions after, but let's just do the shipping and then we'll figure it out. So when you're setting up your show, I know if I go too bright, yeah, that'll wash it out. There, I'll just dim that down because sometimes the screen has too much light coming out for the camera. Okay, so when we're in the show, right? Let's move it over so you guys can get it in the center. Okay, I think we're good now. Okay, good. So we scheduled the show, we put the right title, we pick the date, the time, right? And then we add mods who we want to add. We upload our media. So you can upload a picture, you can upload a video that's up to 30 seconds. This is just the format of it. Okay, then we pick what category we're in, right? You want to make sure you're in the right category. So you wouldn't put vintage decor into, I'm going to just stand up for the rest of that. Okay. You wouldn't put vintage decor and sell it in the baseball card category, right? You don't want to do that. You'll probably get reported by other sellers because technically you're supposed to be selling what items fit to the category. But if you have things in your bin, that doesn't matter. It's actually running auctions. Okay. Now, right below it, you can pick your selling format. Is your selling format going to be buy it now or auction? What is it going to be? And then you choose that. So by just doing this and choosing auction or surprise sets, that's a whole other show. Scroll down a little bit more and then you pick your tags. You can get up to 3. Then you go over to the free pickup or shipping settings. See where it says see more options? You're going to click on that. And then this is where the domestic shipments is, where you can choose what you want. The default and whatnot is like this. This is off usually for new sellers, right? Okay, here we go. Now you guys can see. Okay. So I like to turn on, this is just for the show. This doesn't mean it's going to be your shipping here on out. Okay, I always have the first class. That's for a sticker and things like that, right? Sticker, sports cards, photos. Okay, when I want to use PW or plain white envelope. Okay, now the other option is anything 1 to 5 pounds. I can do priority mail. I can also toggle it after the show, right? So we're walking through the shipping guide from Whatnot. And then for the default and the Whatnot, it is going to be Ground Advantage. But as a seller who does this all the time, sometimes I just leave it on priority mail. I leave it on priority mail. The boxes are free. the shipping isn't that much difference and it's just as fast. So I leave it that way. It just ends up working out for me. Okay. Now I've made my shipping that if I want to do reduce shipping for the buyer, I can absolutely do that over here. Okay. I can absolutely do that over here. So I can have it seller. That's me. I never want to turn that top one on. That means I would pay 100% for the shipping. If I were to do a free shipping show, I wouldn't be having my item at, $3 and $4. It would probably have to be like $12 to cover the shipping, right? I mean, you have to be real with it. Or I do a setup. So people ask about this reduced. This is where you do it. Now, some new sellers don't have this. I can make it $8.88, $4.44, $6.55, $1. I can do whatever I want, but I have to know that there's a consequence for me lowering that price. If I choose to do that, that means the seller only pays that. I mean, the buyer pays only that amount. I, as a seller, would pay the difference. So I don't do that. I put buyer pays all shipping costs. That's the default on Whatnot. If you're a new seller, don't change this. You may not even have that option. So I'm going to hit save. It's just for this particular show. Now there's free pickup. I have mine turned on, but usually I have it on because I'm buying with local pickup, right? I've tried local pickup. You have to make sure the item is shippable for local pickup. If it is not a shippable item and it's a big bulky item, you have to understand there are rules for it. If it's not picked up within, I'm just going to say per the terms, it says 7 days, but it's 5 to 7 days. If they don't pick it up within 5 to 7, you're required to ship the item. So somebody sold a washer and dryer on here for local pickup. If their buyer didn't pick it up in 5 to 7, they're required to ship. The seller is required to ship. The buyer will have to pay the actual shipping. Obviously, you're going to cancel it, but you just don't want that strike against you. So keep that in mind because people are flaky. Life happens, right? Life happens. Things just happen. People can't make it on time. So make sure you're actually selling items that you can ship. If you do local pickup, I mean, you can do it on Whatnot, but again, you got to make sure your buyer is going to be reliable to come get that in that time frame. And if you choose to do that if you want. My settings are all going to be here. I'm going to hit update. And now my show is completely updated, right? My show is totally updated. So you guys see that part? Now, when you wonder like who covers the shipping, as a default, the buyer totally covers shipping, okay? If you choose to change it like we just looked at, you can, but you as a seller will pay for anything over that amount you choose. You don't have to. You don't have to at all. Now, when you're creating a listing, because some people ask about this and they talk about, how do I know my weight class? To list, I don't know why this is only showing that half. Okay, that's all right. At the bottom here, it's going to go up. There we go. See the plus sign? So this is on the app. We're going to hit the plus sign. And now here's where we have questions, right? We can create a quality listing. We could create a temporary listing. If your goal is Premier Shop and you want to get some of those benefits, then you always want to do a quality listing, okay? If you just want to provide a quality listing, which the difference between quality and temporary means you're not uploading a picture. You're just putting whatever items in, right? Whereas a quality listing, you have to put pictures in, you have to put the right title. This is what is considered a quality listing. Actual pictures of the item. Unless it's a brand new item that has a barcode and you scan the barcode, you can use stock photography that's assigned with that barcode. If the item is an open box, you cannot use the stock photography. Okay? Whatnot has come up and told us that 91% of new buyers on this app do not trust the random pools. So you create a listing that you think is quality and you have a picture in place and you have a title in place that doesn't match the picture or the item for sale, it's not a quality listing. There's tons of people that create quality listings. I've been quality listing since day one. So if you want to create temporary, the thing you should know is sometimes that listing doesn't appear if you don't sell it, it doesn't go to the next show. It expires. It still kind of does get cloned though. Some people do that. And you can still update it if you create these temporary listings and then you go in your show like on desktop. You could add pictures and edit it, and it could make it a quality listing. Okay, are you guys with me so far? I'm going to end the poll so it's off the way. So we know that people are looking for specific items by name in the Whatnot app. They are looking for it. And it helps when they're done purchasing with you and they get the package in the mail that there's a packing list, not required, but there's a packing list that tells them what it is, and not random 1, random 2, random 3, random 4, random 59, right? Okay, so I'm going to create a quality listing. And what that is going to require me to do is pick a category. We're just going to run through it. I'm not going to like actually list anything. Hello, friends. Thank you for coming in. We're going to pick a category. We're going to upload media. So I can upload a picture, a video, multiple pictures, up to 8 pictures. You just make sure you have the images on your device. So we're not going to add that. Now I have AI. It's beta tested, so I'm not going to go into any of that. I'm sometimes faster on the than the AI because the AI will think it's describing it correctly and it doesn't. It's gotten better, but it doesn't. Then you put your title, your description, your picture, your title should match. If you're selling a little troll, or like we did earlier, a bunny head, okay, a little bunny head, you want to describe what it is. Busted, bunny head from a figure, whatever, broken, sharp edges, whatever. Hello, Nebraska Nan. Hi, hello, friends. COB. Okay, so you want to put that in your title would be bunny head, 4 inches tall, ceramic. And then my description would say, broken bunny head only, some damage. And then I would take a picture of it face on with a ruler. And then I would take a picture of the bottom so they could see that, this is what the inside of the bunny head looks like. I would just take a photo of that. I would get some black, I use like black foam board because the item is white. And I might set this up on my desk and go, okay. And then I take a picture so you just see only that frame. And then I lay it sideways and I take a picture like that. Boom. 2 seconds. It's done. And I have another camera up here that I just turn on and then I put it right here and I can photograph it. I like to do it with my other device because I don't like to do it within the Whatnot app because it doesn't save the photo for me on my device. It only does it directly inside Whatnot. So that doesn't take up any space. You can do that too, right? Because you're going to sell it. You don't need to save it. But if you're listing like something that, gets a fair amount of money and you're listing it elsewhere, you want to make sure you take it directly on the device. So you want to make sure that stuff matches. If you have one, or you change the quantity to whatever. Variants, I won't get into variants because variants could be for if you have like t-shirts, I'll use for an example. And in the t-shirts, you have black, red, blue, green, and yellow. And you have 20 of each kind, but they're all the same brand and everything. That's where you would add variants into if you wanted to. But you do have to show a picture of all the shirts. The variant doesn't let you assign a yellow shirt for the yellow shirt listing. So I personally list that all separate, but you can if you don't want to crowd up like you're buying now. And then you can choose to have an auction, a buy it now, or you can even create it as a giveaway. It's completely up to you. And then you can accept offers. You can reserve it for the live. If you do a buy it now listing and you do not reserve for live, it goes to the marketplace. Okay. If you reserve it for the live, that means it's only for sale in your show. It is not in the marketplace. Okay. A lot of people miss out on this. I usually don't even have this. I don't have reserve for live unless it's an auction item. Because guess what? It's only for sale in the marketplace. It won't be in my show. But if I put stuff in buy it now, somehow it magically appears in all the places. Yeah, we can't do that anymore. We used to, but there was a lot of bad people doing that. Yeah. Nope. It took a few people to ruin it. So, and it could be like a lottery rule that you have to have a new one each time. I don't know. Yeah, sometimes it's a headache, but people were putting like 5,000 of them because it feeds the algorithm. Giveaway number 1. Yeah, that's a whole other conversation. And then there's your shipping again. Now you have to choose the shipping class. So it says shipping profile. That's what they call it, shipping profile. And these are all weight classes that I get to choose to assign to the item. So like this bunny head right here could easily go, and I mean, it's probably 5 ounces by itself. So by the time I put it in a box with packaging, it's probably going to be 8 to 11. So I can pick the one I want, right? And hit save. That way, this one is reserved for 8 to 11 ounces packaged up. And then there's optional fields, but I don't really need anything. I can hit publish, but I really can't because I don't have an image or any of that. So that just kind of shows you how to like go through that area. If I try to hit publish, this is what I'm going to get, these errors. But if I list it properly, then those listings are going to be more accurate and searchable within the app. Because you never know. I mean, who's looking for a bunny head in here? Right. Me. Only me, probably. Okay. So like once you sell it, then you have that weight class. Now you got to find a box, get the packaging materials. You got to wrap it all up. You got to pack it. You got to weigh it, make sure it's accurate and it's going to ship for that weight class. And then when it's done, obviously when your show's over, then you can put it and see, oh, you know what? I did good. This is actually 10 ounces packaged up. Can you leave it at 11 ounces? You absolutely can. Yep, you can. As long as it weighs in that weight class, you're good. Because you choose 8 to 11 or 4 to 7, it picks the highest number as the shipping label, in case you were curious. So some people pick 12 to 15 ounces. It will make the label say 15 ounces. The question is that, does that weigh 15 ounces to ship? If the answer is no, then you have to adjust it and use a shipping adjustment. So it's really important that you get this right in the beginning so you have very little adjustments to make. And then again, once you get it right and you have that label output to, and I see your guys' questions in there. I'll try to go back. Yeah. So if once you do, a few of them, and I've talked about this earlier, is when you pick items for your first few shows that are all similar in weight and size, it will auto bundle. And then the other thing is your shipping, you'll get more familiar with it. So do 4 to 7 ounces. Find 24. I challenge you, find 24 items that weigh 4 to 7 ounces packaged up and run them in the 4 to 7 ounce weight class. Title them, take pictures of them, list them in the auction tab, run them at the price you're comfortable with, and let Whatnot work for you. Don't work for Whatnot. Let Whatnot work for you. At 4 to 7, it will bundle whatever it needs to bundle. Gotta Gammy, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the tips. Girl. Yeah, see how excited shipping gets me? I love shipping. I do. I really love shipping because we can all learn something and we can all learn something from each other. The biggest is learning the Whatnot way, which is how to do it right. Thank you for the tips. I appreciate you so much. I'm glad you're awake. Yeah. Go get some tires. Good luck, my friend. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yeah. So, don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. You're going to overthink it and talk yourself out of it. So I challenge you to do what I say, with getting even 12 items, get 12 items that are similar in size and weight and run them and have a show and then let them auto bundle because they will. Don't make a custom shipping profile. Just list them as I just kind of showed on that other screen. And then do one, and then do another, and do another, and do another. Yes, it's going to be time consuming, but you're going to start appreciating your time and how you manage your time. Just do it. Yep. And the hardest part is setting up that shipping, but it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. It's really the easiest thing about Whatnot. I said the hardest thing is actually running auctions and getting people in your room. And that's a whole other conversation I've had on multiple occasions. Your people will find you. Your people will find you. They will come. They will hang out. They will shop with you. That's just how it goes. Yeah. I know a lot of people. Let's see if there's any new sellers that feel like I'm gonna do one more poll. All right. I'm gonna put a couple things. Movie poster. What's going on? And I thank you guys for being here. So what's holding you back from going live? Being on camera, shipping. Let's see. What would be another thing? I got a couple. All right, I'm going to put this poll in. Okay, here we go. Answer it that you see, whether if you're really a new seller, what's what's holding you back? Being on camera, shipping, and then I'm going to give you my opinion, or keeping people in my room. Hey, you love some shipping. I know it. How you doing? Good. All you need is one buyer in your stream. All you need is one buyer. Stop looking at the number and going, oh my gosh, I don't have 50 people in my room. I don't have 100. I don't have 20. If you've got 2 or 3, you've got potential buyers sitting right there watching you. They might not interact because you're sitting there staring at them, asking them, what do you guys like? What do you guys collect? What would you guys like to see? They don't care. They don't care. They want you to run your auctions. Run your auctions. Because guess what? They might be just lurking in your show and they're just waiting for you to run something they might want to snag, you know? Okay, look, being on camera, number 1, you don't have to show your face. I didn't show my face for 6 months. 6 entire months. I did not go on camera. 6 months. And then one day, Kathy P said, when are we ever going to see? Because, I'm just talking at night. It's a calm vibe. It's relaxing. Today, I'm like hyped up about shipping because I do love shipping. And you know what? I was like, okay. And then I took the camera and I had it in front of me because I was showing something. And I flipped it on camera real quick. And then I said, hi. And I flipped it back. And they're like, no, stay on camera. Because they want that connection. They want to see you. And I honestly wasn't always on camera. And it's kind of weird to think because I'm a photographer. So as a photographer, I'm behind the scenes. I'm behind the camera. I don't want my mug in front. Now I don't even give a shit. I don't care. Right? We all have some kind of struggle. But I'm like being me. I'm being real. And I'm showing up. But what I would do in my selling shows is I would come on for the first 5 minutes and be like, hey, everybody, how's it going? Tonight, I'm going to bring you we're going to do a scan show. And we're going to scan the shelves. And if you want it, you can say run it. If I point at it, I might run it. So pay attention. And then I go into doing a show. I flip the camera and I'm not on camera. And then I'll get a raid and I might flip the camera around, do something goofy. People love that. Or I might pop out one of my doll heads or one of my doll hands, at 2 a.m. The Insomniacs absolutely love that. Yeah, so don't think you have to show your face. And there's so much pressure sometimes for people because other folks think, oh, you got to show your face. You do not. You don't know someone's story, why they don't want to show their face, and it's none of your business. Not everybody has earned the right to hear your story. Remember that. If you want to go live, there are so many successful sellers on Whatnot that never, ever show their face. Truthfully, there's tons that are making millions of dollars on this app. They're not asking people what they want to see. They're running auctions. They're running their business. They don't care if they have 2 or 3 people. Maybe some nights aren't great. The next night they have 50. They have 100. They have 150. But they only have 3 buyers. That's all you need. So never focus on that number. I know sometimes we can't help it, but I'm always grateful when people come hang out at my show in the middle of the night. And then my bin, I invite everybody to my bin. I have tons of items in the buy now. So you gotta figure it out. Shipping. We spent an hour and a half talking about, actually we spent 2 hours today talking about shipping. And just so you know, any purchase that you make in the buy now, you can watch a replay right here on Whatnot for up to 60 days. And I broke down shipping, explained it. I walked you guys through the shipping guide. We did it like on a little quicker, I guess, conversation. Shipping is pretty easy. The hard part is, again, selling. Selling could be hard for some people. Keeping people in my room, 54%. You're focused on the wrong thing. Run your items. The people will come to you. The algorithm will boost. Ask people questions. Engage. Even if you have one person. You're like, hey, what do you like to collect? While you're running your auction. Well, your vibe, your energy, like transfers to that person. If you're in a bad mood and you're just having a bad day, they're going to feel that. They are going to feel your energy. And I'll tell you what, if I come in a stream and someone's just negative and complaining, and I probably am going to leave. I will not last more than 3 seconds because I don't want to capture that energy in my soul at all. That's why you miss my shows, because I'm on at 11:23 p.m. Pacific time at night. For me, it's 11:23. Yeah. Some people are like, you're on. But see, sometimes if I'm selling and I'm selling whatever it may be, I end up going, 3 o'clock in the morning which is 6 a.m. East Coast. Yeah. Yeah. Eastern. So I only do the one chat show during the day because, I do other things during the weekday. So it's hard to always do a daytime one. But in the summer, this is going to change. Yeah. Yeah. I'm on Pacific Standard, but I'm on the West Coast, the best coast, the real time, not the fake time, East Coast time. No, it's like a long standing joke around here. Sincerely styled. Hello. Oh, you're so welcome. I hope you love it. You know what? That is a really great elephant. I know. I love that. The Brazil one. I had that for a little while actually, and my sister had one she was just gonna get rid of, and I'm like, "I want that one," but I think she had already gotten rid of it. It was a twin to that one. Yeah, so don't worry, you guys. It all yeah, we're all amazing. West Coast, East Coast, Central. You're very welcome. Thank you. And I'm glad it arrived. Everything was safe. I rapid the daylights out of those things. Okay. But yeah, don't and here's I want to tell you guys one other real important thing, okay? My coffee's like just barely warm now. Very important. Hear me good. When you're new, you don't understand that you're not supposed to share your shows to other people's messages. I know it says share show. Don't do that. They're not coming. They're not coming to your show. Unless they've asked you to share the show, don't send it. I just had to delete like 35 from 2 days. 35 multiple shares. Let's see how many are in there right now. It's a bummer that I don't reply to them to teach them anymore. I just archive it. Yeah. I just archive it. Oh, I don't have any this morning because I think I deleted them already. But in my archives, I have, when someone does it one time, I mean, I usually don't write them. I used to have an auto thing that came on and said, thank you for sharing your show. I just want to let you know. And I've talked to Whatnot about this. It does absolutely nothing for your show, you guys. Nothing. Nothing. And other people share random people's shows. And I've asked a couple of people, I had a girl sending me like 20 different shows. And one other girl wrote me an entire paragraph, sent the link. I'm definitely not clicking on your link. But it's way too much information. They wrote a novel. The email was this long in my messages. Guys, people aren't going to read that. They're going to probably block you. I just want to let you know, Amy K, what's going on? Yeah. So, and this is just solid truth. Some people don't mind it, but honestly, a lot of people will block you over this. So if you wonder why you can't go to their shows anymore, they're sick of your messages. And I say that with, honestly, I do. I say that with love because you're not going to build a following sending messages by spam because it is spam. And now I have a few people that will message me because they know what I like to buy. That doesn't bother me at all. I'd rather be tagged in a show, but when I say that, then I'll get blown up and I get tagged like crazy on this app. Yeah. It's been happening to a lot. People I've never seen or heard and also writing paragraphs. Yeah. They just don't know. But this one I'm going to write back. It just doesn't do any good. You'd actually have better success at taking your show and sharing it to Instagram. You can do that. It's literally free. You can choose not to block. I archive it. I don't block. I did this test. I actually did do a test. I like to do tests. I sent like an auto reply to everyone that shared their show. And I did it to like 20 people, right? Just to see, what up, Waffle Rekka? How you doing? I did it to 20 people just to see people that I don't know me, so they don't know this is a test. And do you know of the 20? And it was really nice. I just wrote something along the lines of, thank you for the shared show. However, I would like to bring something to your attention. It was just summed up basically like this. Sharing oversharing your shows is considered spam and it is against the rules. I just thought you should know that you probably won't get people to your show this way. You're probably better off creating an Instagram for your business and then sharing the shows there because the algorithm is quite the interesting thing. And I gave him some tips and it was real short. 50% were guys who wrote me back and blocked me. I'm never coming to your show. That's okay. Yeah. 50%. and they were all guys, and they weren't even the seller. They were somebody else who was getting money from sellers to promote their shows on social media and on whatnot. So then I found out because someone was bragging about the person in their show that they were paying them to promote them outside of the app and in the app. So I decided to go tell the seller that this is how they're promoting you. They weren't even promoting them on social media. And I knew who the seller was. I was like, why are they sharing the show? So I didn't care that they blocked me. I wasn't going to lose any sleep over it, but I thought it was really funny how defensive people got. I was trying to help, but I don't waste my time on that. I just archive it now. But there are a few people that just really don't know. But I mean, every other week, every other day, I have someone that at least does every other day where they send me the shows. When they send it once, I'm like, whatever. But like, every now and then, like, I'll get a message from someone because they'll be like, hey, where you at? Someone's live. But it seems like there's a pattern of new people doing it. Every Wednesday, I get them from this one girl. It just isn't going to do them any good. They're wasting their time. They could post to Instagram. They might get a better response over there, you know. First show, but then they send me like 5 shows before that. So if you're going to share your show, share it to your Instagram. You're probably not going to get people coming to your show for that. And I'll be honest, I don't really block anybody. For what? You know, they should learn so they do better because they're spending all that time sharing their show to a message that just gets archived. Like it's literally going in the trash. In the trash. You know, someone is going through someone's follow list. Exactly. They're just clicking on follows or they're typing letters up or they've been in a show and they want to share it. Yeah. I'm testing another theory out right now. I'm testing a whole new theory. I notice when it's people I follow back, they start spamming their shows. Tina, how are you doing, my friend? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Thank you. Yeah, Waffle Record, they're sharing, but they don't even know you. Do you follow them? Wait, Aussie, what do you block for when they overdo it? Oh, when they're rude? Yeah, I was trying to read some of your chat. Chatty Wampus, what's up? It is disappointing. But again, they don't know. They don't read the rules. They go to other shows and people are like, share your show to everybody. Share your show to everybody because they get that advice. CG Boomerang, echo, 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 echo. Hi, how are you, friend? Let's see. What happens when someone puts your name in a show, like they tag you? It just puts a bell notification. But I don't like if someone tags me in a show, they better write something. They better write why they're tagging me, only because I'm not going to go if it's blank. It depends who it is too. If it's someone I know, like if Naked Maple tags me and writes doll head or head, I might go check it out. I might go check it out. But it's hard. I'm not on the app all the time. I do have a life outside the whatnot. I only do now if they're not sellers, otherwise via Insta. Yeah, I try to tell people. They just don't all know. Not everybody knows how to share their shows. Yeah, I really don't. If you disturb my peace, I'd be blocked. But other than that, I'm not gonna like punish someone because they shared a show and they don't know. But if they continue, I have to have a conversation with them. Yeah, I have to have a conversation with them. But 1 or 2 here and there, I don't care. Yeah, I don't. I got other things to do. They just don't know yet. They haven't taken the time to read up. I think one time I did have someone and they were sending me their show every single day, every day. And they had 3, 4 shows a day. So I just took a screenshot of the policy and sent it to him with a really kind note. And I'm like, you would probably get more benefit out of sharing your show to Instagram and building up a following over there. So they did. They started doing that and they said their business increased. And they're like, I'm so sorry. I said, it's okay. I want you to learn so you do better and know better. And you will waste your time sharing the show, really. Too late, GR. Too late. All the friends. Okay, so we're done talking about shipping today. I think we covered everything that I could possibly cover about shipping on Whatnot. If you want to rewatch this, you absolutely can. If you made a purchase in the live. So let me let me go back. So we already talked about, so look at these percentages in this poll. What's holding you back from going live? Being on camera, 33%. Shipping is not the number one anymore. That's interesting. It also depends who's in the stream. 13%, but keeping people in my room, 53%. That's a lot. So I even said it earlier. I'll say it again. I'm going to end the poll. We don't need the poll anymore. Keeping people in the room. Think about the ways you can keep people in your room. Run auctions all the time. Don't ask people what they want unless they're requesting things. Try to be curated. Try to be organized. Try to be positive. Okay? Try to be positive. That is huge. If you're in your stream and you're like, man, I'm just having a rough day. We're all human, right? We all go through all the things. But try to leave that outside your show so you're not doing it during your show. Because you never know what someone's going through. You never know. And someone could come into your stream and you have that door open for any kind of conversation. You might not want it to shit your chat. You might not. So I know where we're going today. We're going to go visit my twin. I don't know if she's really like going to be ending soon. So let me look. No, she's going to be on for a little bit. I don't know what she's doing, but I do want to raid her because she's been working her tail off. And so today's chat has been wonderful. Thank you guys again for your purchase. I'm going to ship them out this morning right now. We are going to raid our friend, my twin, Secondhand Sarcasm. I think I answered all your guys' questions. I'm trying to keep it down. Thank you guys. And anytime you have a question when I'm doing one of these chat shows, come in and ask it. If you message me and ask me, I had a few people do that like on Friday morning. I'm not going to respond probably because I have certain business hours for messages. And the number one, the number two thing is some of the questions are so simple they could search on help.whatnot.com. I just don't answer shipping questions anymore in messages because people get confused. It's a lot. So feel free to watch any of the YouTube or any of that. Let's talk about Secondhand Sarcasm for a minute here. She hit 10,000 items sold. Okay, 10,700 plus and counting. She has a 1-day average ship time. That's pretty amazing. She has 5.0. Of course, her shipping is excellent. I bought from her many times. She is fast. She packs good as well. You could read her profile. She's Secondhand Sarcasm. I mean, I don't have to say anything more. I don't. She has 15,800 followers. She's currently doing this project 5,000. Every auction starts at $1 and she's trying to sell 5,000 items. She's got that coming up for the next 4 days. She's live now doing it. So we're going to raid her. I always raid chat shows, but I feel like I want to support her. She's also going to be doing a Q&A. She's going to be talking about Happy Habits, which is a new challenge. And I think the deadline is closed for anybody wanting to sign up. I'm not 100% sure, but you can check that out with Shop Happy 2019. That challenge starts on the 1st of June and it goes until the 7th of June. I am doing that. I don't know how, but I'm going to do it. And every day is something new. So make sure it's going to start on Monday, next week, Monday, with Meet Me Monday. And then that is just no selling. Everything's in the buy it now. And I'll be doing that, like I said. So come and meet me. It's 20 minutes or an hour. If I go over the 20 minutes, I have to talk for an hour. I don't think that's going to be a problem. I did it last year. It was a lot of fun. And then Test It Out Tuesday. That's a whole other thing that you try out. And then Happy Habit Wild Offer Wednesday. So we start the auction at $1. We go up to $9 and then we start all over, right? In 20 minutes or an hour. And then on Thursday, it's Theme at Thursday. We pick a theme and run with it. So I could be, my theme. I don't know what my theme is yet, but I better hurry up because that's my busiest day. My daughter's graduating that day. I have no idea what I'm going to be doing that entire day. I'm going to try to do 20 minutes. That'll be it. Yeah, so I might do that super early in the morning. And then Friday, June 5th is Finish Strong Friday. I don't even know what that is. I might be yelling. I like to yell. I might do a Pokemon card. Maybe I'll do Pokemon. Maybe I'll do 20 minutes of Pokemon bangers. Maybe I will. I have to advertise that though. Maybe, should I? Should I do Pokemon? Because that's easy. Hmm. I know. What's going on? Maybe I will. And then Saturday is Spotlight Saturday. I have to interview somebody. I don't know who or what I'm going to do yet. Hello, friends. And then Sunday is going to be Sell It Sunday. And that is, well, you sell on Sunday. So on Sunday is the last day of the challenge, and it will be 20 minutes each day. If I go over 20, then it's going to be an hour. I should do Pokemon. Okay. I think I will. I wanted to do something a little bit different, but I'm so scared to do Pokemon because I do have some good ones. But I will do 20 minutes. I'll just preload some whatever hollows, reverse hollows, and stuff like that. But anyway, if I don't know if it's too late for the challenge, I feel like it was this weekend because again, but you could reach out to Shop Happy 2019 and find out. Okay. But I wanted to read Secondhand Sarcasm's profile a little bit. She is a really fast shipper and all the things. Hello, Sweet Islands. Yeah, you could take some small stuff and do it from wherever in your car. You could, like the Test It Out show Tuesday, I could sell it at the back of my car if I want for 20 minutes or an hour. I'm just trying to do something different and convenient for me because this is literally going to be really busy this next week and a half. But you know what? It's just you just do it. Last time I yelled and I laughed so hard when I was selling that people had fun. But you know what? When I was yelling, I sold out. I sold all my items. Yep. So it's a good way to try things. It's a good way to network. It was fun, huh? I'm sure there's some clips. Yeah. I'm going crazy. Come on, Chad, let's go. All right, you guys. It's time to go. I need a nap. I need a nap. It was fun. It was fun. So if you just came in, I'm sorry you missed it. But I'm going to be back on every day. I still will be going live every single day on Whatnot. My nighttime shows are not Whatnot chat shows, though. I want to let you know these are my business hours during the daytime. So if I'm doing those kind of shows, understand that. All right, so we are going to raid. Let me get Secondhand Sarcasm up. She's doing her 5,000. So let's show some love. Everything starts at $1. Everything starts at $1. She has some good stuff too. Sometimes she does mini brands. I don't know what she's doing right now today. So let me get it set up. I didn't, Tina. Just hang on a sec. I don't know if it's going to be there because I don't, excuse me. I don't know if oh, you're too funny. I have a couple of corny questions I will pop in another time so I can butter you up a bit before. So don't you tell me to get the shuck out. That's the best one ever. Tina, you are so corny and I love you. That's the best way to go out. That's the best way. We're going now. When you get in there, listen, let's just drop some orange hearts and say, the twins said you just got out of jail. No, don't say that. You just say that. Drop a bunch of hearts. We love Secondhand Sarcasm. She really is an awesome person and seller. And she is the other part of the Happy Habits Challenge. She is helping Shop Happy 2019 handle the whole thing. And she is definitely excellent. So please make sure you bookmark all my future shows because you never know what I'm going to do. Hell, I don't even know. I don't even know. All right, friends, thank you so much. There's going to be, for those of you who bought the sticker, you can watch it in the Whatnot app for up to